over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Yeah. So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made of. Get in the game, your moment of fame, show them what you made of. It's time that we stand up, it's time that we man up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up. My time, nothing can keep me from reaching the top. This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to throw down, it's time for the showdown. I'm ready to rise, don't be surprised, I'll take on the world now. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My town, my crown, we know what it takes to be reaching the top. We reaching the top, we reaching the top. We know what it takes to be reaching the top. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. My town, my crown, we know what it takes to be reaching the top. We reaching the top, we reaching the top. We know what it takes to be reaching the top. Lower the lights down, hand over my crown, hand over my heart. I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up, I'll never go back down. Hand over my heart, I do this for my town, I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
It's the end of the weekend, but I still wanna turn up. Yeah, I still wanna turn up. All I want is to go again, but you ain't picking your phone up. Why you messing my head up? Any night, any day, let me take you away. All I need is just saying yeah. Better nights, better days, when you're here with me, babe. 'Cause you're all that I crave, so I wonder, where are you? Where are you? Don't hide away from me when I need you most. We got love guaranteed, and I have to know, say, where are you? Don't be so hard to reach, just pick up your phone. Tell me where you'll be, 'cause I gotta know. Let me know when you're ready, 'cause I made reservations. Too many invitations, and the last night was heavy. I need communication. Tell me where's your location. Used to talk 24/7, every other second, just to make sure we were up to date. Now it's closer to 11, and I ain't hearing nothing. I just need to know that you're okay. Where are you? Baby, don't hide away from me when I need you most. We got love guaranteed, and I have to know, say, where are you? Don't be so hard to reach, just pick up your phone. Tell me where you'll be, 'cause I gotta know. Any night, any day, let me take you away. All I need is you saying yeah. Better nights, better days, when you're here with me, babe. 'Cause you're all I crave, so I wonder, where are you? Baby, don't hide away from me when I need you most. We got love guaranteed, and I have to know, say, to reach. Just pick up your phone, tell me where you'll be, 'cause I gotta know.
Africa TV Freak Up Studio Live 2021 GSL Season 3.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to GSL Code S. Just Artosis here. Tasteless, unfortunately, back in quarantine. Went to the wrong restaurant. The guy can't catch a break.
I'm back.
How are you doing, Tasteless?
I'm out of nerd jail.
Yeah?
It was weird. I was locked in my house for 10 days. I got to sit at home and watch the GSL, and I was talking to the chat about how these guys shouldn't be allowed to cast the game.
Did you have to take a second test?
Yeah, I did.
And how'd that come out?
I'm positive. This show is going down, okay? Let's make that big. If I can't cast this,
I have my
no
safety
one
glass
can.
here
Yeah.
to make sure that I'm safe from you.
That's good.
I don't believe in the science
I'm
of the
trying
test.
to shoot my germs over this glass right now.
Oh, that doesn't work now.
Yeah, that's good. I feel very safe with this screen between you and me. Yeah.
Welcome back. How was your quarantine?
I made do. I streamed a lot.
How much?
I probably streamed in like 10 days, like 50 hours or something. I did so much, man.
All right, yeah.
Maybe even more than that, actually. But I ordered a lot of food. It's funny to see how quickly you will run out of your supplies in your house. Mm-hmm. What else did I do? I was doing yoga for a couple days, and that didn't work out.
How were your stream watching parties, Tasteless?
They were good. They were fun. Yeah.
That's good.
And yeah, I'm glad to be back. Everything's fine. I never actually had COVID, to be clear, guys. I just was in contact with somebody that did, but the rules are strict out here. Sad I basically missed all of Code A, but I'm glad to be back here for Code S.
Yeah. Code A was pretty fun. What did you think of Day 2, Game 3?
It was 5 out of 10.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, he did watch it, guys. I can tell.
So we're going to be starting the round of 16 here.
Special's name is way off center there. I do not like that.
Oh, I didn't see it, was it? I missed that.
But his name is too long. I wish he just had a 3-syllable name like everyone else.
So there's a chance we end up with only Protoss versus Terrans today, or we're going to have some mirror matchups mixed in here. We'll see about that.
Yeah, and this should be a fun group. It's supposedly Group A is supposed to be like the easiest group overall. Is it going to be? It kind of seems like it might be. Like Special actually wanted to get into this group. I was talking about it. Who do you think, Tasteless? Who's getting out of here with Trap?
I was going to say Trap no matter what, and then I think maybe Special. I think it'll depend. I think Special, he's always been good.
It's doable for him.
He's been a little bit inconsistent. He's always been a little bit inconsistent. Like sometimes he's really on top.
Would you say he's consistently inconsistent?
Yes, I would actually.
So he is consistent.
조성호 선수의 GSL 포인트로요. 네. 절대 권력을 지금 가지게 됐습니다.
테란 선수들이 좀 먹을 만한 선수들이 네, 많은 것 같아요.
성호가 저를 뽑으면은 성호 말만 전적으로 들을 생각이에요.
If he choose me, we can make a group with 3 Terrans for once. And I think I'm gonna come out anyway. So as long as we get 2 Terrans inside of it, I don't really care.
조성호 선수의 선택의 시간 갖도록 하겠습니다. 네, 예상대로 찾고 있나요? 와, 스페셜! 이야,
다른 조가
후안 선수를 선택한 이유.
호환이 가끔 통수 치는 픽을 하긴 하는데 호환을 믿기도 하고 뭐 호환이 만약에 통수를 치더라도 호환은 떨어지고 저는 올라가도록 하겠습니다.
As I say, if we get a 3 Terran group, it's fine. I don't really care. So I know he's Proto, so he cannot lose against Terran anyway. So he's gonna advance first, and there's gonna be 3 people fighting for the next spot. 실물 있어요. Everyone wants to join Group A, so I wanna know who's going to buy me the most expensive dinner, and then he will join. 곱창 너무 맛있어요. 너무 좋아요. 제스트.
뽑아주면 사줄게요.
되네요? 이게 되네?
곱창 괜찮아요?
곱창 사줄 수 있어요. 와! 자, 조지영 마이크. 자, 메뉴 나오네요, 이제. 곱창이든 뭐 한우든 뭐.
한우? 준비됐어요.
잠깐만요. 주성욱 이야기 들어보고. 양보할게요, 양보. 양보한대요, 양보. 자, 골라주시죠. 와, 한우는 안 된다. 이거 떠보기였나요? 왜 뽑았어요,
My
제스트?
favorite food is 곱창.
곱창, 와! 근데 성호가 보내면 안 사줄 거예요. 보내면 안 사준다고.
He's not keeping his promise.
약속을 지켰으면 좋겠다고 합니다. 거짓말.
약속을 좀.
As I say, if we get a 3 Terran group, it's fine. I don't really care.
호환이 굳이 굳이 적을 만드는지 모르겠네요.
오. 자, 바로 주성우 선수 이야기 나눠보도록 하죠. 주성우 선수.
근데 답이 하나밖에 없는 것 같아요. 네, 이삭이밖에 없는 것 같은데.
잠깐만.
저를 보낼 것 같아가지고.
자, 그럼 한 번 더 딜.
저는 무조건 보낼 것 같아서.
이거 제가 그린 그림들이 있었는데 지금 다 막 이상해져가지고.
찢어졌어요.
일단 저 뽑으면은 만약에 조가 만약에 안 바뀐다면 제가 군대 보내드릴게요.
사실 원희석도 안 갔거든요.
아니 저는 유통기한이 좀 있기 때문에 성욱이 형 유통기한 거의 다 돼가지고 썩어가기 일부 직전이어서
우와.
가시는 길 편히 보내드려야 될 것 같아요.
야, 주성우 선수에게 지금 군대빵을 걸었어요.
뽑을게요. 네.
주성우 선수.
그리고 원래 주성욱이
네.
남의 말에 막 줏대 흔들리고 그런 선수가
그렇지,
아니에요.
그렇지. 원하는 대로.
아까 제가 말씀드렸듯이 후안이 통수를 치면은 후안은 떨어질 것 같고 저는 어쨌든 올라갈 것 같아가지고 크게 상관없을 것 같아요.
이야.
그 열차 저도 좀 탑승하고 싶은데
잠깐만.
혹시 그 아까 뭐 소고기 얘기 나왔는데 저는 뭐 그 이상까지 가능하니까 아름다운 선택하길 소망합니다.
후안이 성욱이 형을 뽑고 성욱이 형이 이삭이를 뽑은 순간부터 플랜 B를 다 짜놨기 때문에 진행하겠습니다.
알겠습니다. 자, 최후 선택 바로 진행해 보겠습니다. 와.
눈에 보이는 건 있지만
어디로 갈까요?
그 이상을 바라보는
어디로 갈까요?
원희석 그림이
어디 갈까요? 와,
황교석
누구야? 원희석.
성욱이 형이 상대하기 조금 더 편한 스타일이라서 이삭이는 너무 까다로운 스타일이라서 조금 마음을 바꿔야 된 것 같아요.
그 이삭이를 뽑으면 저번에 이삭이가 그 성우 이겨가지고 네, 이삭이를 보낼 것 같아가지고.
야.
Round of 16, Group A. Track. Special. Zest. King. 2021 GSL Season 3. Codex.
I'm digging those outfits. This is way better than Season 2. It's
What
way
was
better
Season 2?
Well, they look like flight attendants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've never looked at a pro gamer more and thought, please bring me a ginger ale. Now with these guys, they look like they're mobsters from the Prohibition era. I dig
that's
it.
a good look.
You know
That's
what
a
I
good
mean?
look. I wish people still dress like that. The fact that it's actually, we're all just a bunch of slobs now. We wear t-shirts and shorts.
Yeah.
I wear flip-flops most everywhere. Like, our ancestors from only a couple generations ago wore three-piece suits everywhere they went.
Yeah, and cool hats that went with it. And nowadays people are wearing socks
They
and
also
sandals.
stood up straight.
Yeah, they did.
I hunch everywhere I go. I'm worthless compared to my ancestors.
I'm halfway to being the ball version of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, you don't even go fast, though.
No, I don't.
No, it's a problem.
I do say gotta go fast, but I never actually do it.
Yeah. We're all talk.
Yeah.
It's a problem, man. Oh, my God.
It's good to be back.
I wish we could dress like that.
Well, we could. It just, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You would just
it would
show
take
up.
time and stuff.
Yeah,
and
well,
like,
you would never find a girlfriend ever. It would be like, it would be full milady
I'm already
play.
married. I could go do it.
That's true.
Yeah.
We'll see how long your wife keeps you. We're going to be starting this best of 3 out. It's going to be Romanticide, Lightshade, and Blackburn Trap. Definitely the favorite here, but Special has been improving. He's had an amazing year so far. Let's see how the first game in Season 3 starts out.
GSL
Let's go.
Season 3. Codex.
Good thing you didn't lose it, Tasteless. Oh, my God.
I suck. It's a best of 3, so the guy who wins 2 wins. All right, let's go.
Africa Freeze. Track.
This is weird having Andy, our translator, with his voice on here.
I know.
I keep hearing, come on, I'm like, Andy, not now. We're casting this.
There's nothing to translate.
There's nothing to
Special.
translate. I'm liking the facial hair here on Juanito.
Yeah. That's what I looked like this morning before I shaved.
Yeah.
Well, a lot less, but and a lot less handsome and stuff. But you know, I also had bristles on my face this morning because I'm also a man.
That's a cool story, man.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that one.
Yeah. I'm glad you took this moment to signal your manliness to the audience.
Yeah.
I know a lot
Well,
of
I
our
gotta let
viewers
people know, you
are
know.
waiting until the day they can shave, but you're a real guy who's gone through puberty, man. That's cool. That makes you cool. Oh, it's so funny.
I do like to flex that I've gone through puberty occasionally.
I remember being in like 7th grade, and there was one guy who was shaving his face, and all the girls were like, "Wow, that's kind of crazy," you know?
That's awesome.
I know.
Did he stay back a year, or was he just like better than you?
Probably definitely stayed back a year. So we've got a double gas here for Special. He's got a barracks out on the map, but it's not in any kind of aggressive position.
Yeah, just kind of partially hidden there. We'll see if Trap changes build at all. Looks like he's just going to go Nexus anyways, continuing to scout around Special's base. And, I mean, he's not even making a Zell or anything. Yeah, he's just going to Chrono Boost out that Stalker. But I guess luckily for him, the barracks is far enough away. Like, if it was a more proxy Drax, this Reaper could get a couple probes, but that's not going to be the case. Reaper goes back home. Going to go out and get the probe. Now we get to see what Special actually has planned for us here.
Yeah, he's going to be throwing down an expansion over here. The Reaper's going to be putting a little bit of pressure on. Still waiting for Trap to show us what he's got in store here. We do see the Twilight Council coming here. But again, there's a lot of different forks in this build that could come still.
And the Stalker just kind of coming across. Reaper going back home. He's got to heal up a little bit here. And has a Hellion out as well, so that'll be enough to push that Stalker back, no problem. Trap, overextending slightly there with that Stalker.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty big loss. You know, you don't have a lot that you could make early on, and now looks like he's going to go right by this Adept. That is,
he's going to get him, though.
Yeah, he'll get this Reaper, but the other Reaper and the Hellion are going to come in here and start to do some damage.
Yeah, let's see how much they can actually get. It's one probe so far, so they've killed a Stalker and a probe, 2 probes. And, I mean, if he sees a Twilight, it's quality.
He's got it.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good.
Done.
That was, I would say that's definitely worth, right? You see the Twilight, a Stalker and a probe or 2? Yeah, that's nice for 2 Reapers and a Hellion.
Yeah.
We can't
it's
complain
one of those
about
moments
that.
It's not like Special was planning to do that much damage, but, you know, he did end up out positioning him in the little tactical fight, and so you take that. The Robo comes down now as Blink is being upgraded, and there's a Fusion Core coming here.
Dude, this is cool. Oh, my God. Is this... I mean, I guess it's BC. Yeah. I was going to say maybe Liberator range, but yeah, this is... He's actually going BC. This is... Like, I don't know what this is, but I'm very excited about it. Now... this is definitely a map, and I've talked about this especially a decent amount, where you can go mech against Protoss.
That's true. Yeah, it's very easy to keep your 3 bases. So third base is a very uncomfortable attack point throughout the entire game.
And honestly, I think that this might be one of his best chances to actually beat Trap, to go BC mech.
He's going to get that. Oh! All right, not bad.
Yeah.
Almost got that cluster probes on the right. I like that he's going to escape with this Widow Mine.
Oh, he's trying.
Oh, is he going to be able to get away, though?
No, I don't think so. Stalkers are hot.
Problem with that Widow Mine, man, its legs are not as long as the Stalker legs.
No. Look at it. Look at it run, though.
Yeah.
It's like really... the thing is, it doesn't run. It scuttles.
Yeah, it does. It's like a crab.
Oh!
Nice.
Damn,
That's
dude.
some value, dude.
He's getting everything. Eat that, Trap. Look at what he's lost so far. Special's playing nice.
Yeah, no, he's on fire today.
Yeah.
He hasn't made any moves that are going to, you know, be guaranteeing the win, but he's definitely a few steps ahead here. He's had nothing but good engages. I think it's definitely a good sign for the rest of the games to come here from him tonight.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a great plan as well, like what I was talking about before that Widowmine drop. You know, playing a very standard game against Trap, you're going to get completely wrecked because he's the best Protoss in the world, but in this type of situation where he's going for like a BC rush, like, look, there's not that many Stalkers and they're over here. So why not just jump your BC across the map immediately? Yeah, see? And look, he has to do the recall. Warps in a bunch more stalkers, but he's gonna lose probes here.
So normally when we see this style used, it's against Zerg, since you know, you can really beat the Zerg down, and you're always guaranteed value. But I guess the same is kind of true here for the Protoss. I think the problem is stalkers are organically already out in the game.
Yes.
And so you know, the answer's already halfway there. But let's see how this pans out. I mean, you know, it's funny because this push is coming, and the battlecruiser basically forces a pin over here. Is he gonna? Yeah, he's gonna save that stalker.
I love this though. I love what we're seeing. And the fact that he has a second BC and Yamato on the way. That's fantastic. Like, he's done some good damage. And the thing is, he's not. I don't think he's even going to go across the map with this, because he would just lose those units. Right? Those Marines and siege tanks, like, you got to be really careful how you're moving these, because Blink Stalkers are going to out-micro you pretty heavily, but...
Yeah, it gets one tank.
Yeah, but even drawing the Stalkers off to fight with this allows your BCs to possibly do more damage.
I feel like this is the first time we've casted a game like this.
Yeah.
You know, this is like...
I've seen BC against Protoss occasionally, but nothing that
quite
like
this. This is actually a pretty unique experience. To see something. Okay, he's going to lose that one BC. Now, that may actually really damper the chances of the rest of the strategy panning out. You really need to have the battlecruisers alive.
I think that those Stalkers were slightly closer than what Special thought, because he was pulling back, and then a bunch of them blinked in, and it was like, oh. If those were, like, just a little bit further away, he gets away with the BC. So, a little bit painful. And that's part of what the... like fake push was, right, to get him out of position a little bit for that. Now there is a second factory on the way, so it really does look like it's going to be mech, but he's got to make sure he lives to that point. He's taken some damage.
Yeah, he certainly has. I like Special's approach to the matchup, actually. You know, we've talked a lot of times it's kind of hard for the Terran to really dictate what the Protoss is doing, especially once the Protoss's tech is up. But the way this is panning out, I really like it. Again, though, losing that BC, that was rough. BCs are basically units you can't trade, unlike, you know, Zealots or Marines and stuff like that.
They're supposed to gain so much value over time, and I think that they're going to be an important part of the defense coming up here. Their DPS is super, super high, and obviously you got Yamato as well. So here come the Stalkers. He's going to blink on top of these tanks, I think. Oh, no, he's going to fight them and then blink away. So he gets rid of one there. Double turret already to stop that Prism, so very well placed by Special. And he just, I feel like he needs to take the turtling here super seriously. If he lives for another, like, 2 minutes without taking massive damage, he should be able to max out and make this a really long game. And that's one where you might be able to grind Trap down, but, like, right now is... probably the weakest he's going to be until he, you know, unless he dies later on, right?
Is he going to try to come in here and just bomb this? This is okay, that was really poor. That almost looked like an old StarCraft 1 Bulldog rush. The BCs are going to come back here. Big loss here from Trap. He does take the tanks out, but, is he going to actually connect that? I'm sorry, I thought that was going to hit the Immortal.
Well, I mean, he loses another 11 SCVs, but his SCV production is strong. Keeps dipping down, but jumping right back up with it. Another command center on the way, still producing those BCs. A lot of Archons being made. If Special can really identify how aggressive that Trap is being here, he can get a bit more defensive in this spot, right? But he's like not making bunkers, he's not making walls.
Dude, these Stalkers are so red. This is insane.
Yeah.
This is a tough moment to call who's actually going to take that. The tanks have been wiped. And I think with the Archons now, Trap actually has enough to basically tip the fight in his favor. Kind of funny to see Archons actually fighting battlecruisers. It makes you realize there's some units you never really see interact with each other.
Squirm over MVP.
Whoa, that was a skip.
A lot of SCVs dying, but the BCs are holding on here for Special.
Yeah, I feel like Special has been barely hanging on, but I think Trap is going to basically keep mounting the pressure. And I think that there were some very critical units, especially those siege tanks that were, when they're lost, you know, it makes your position a lot more wobbly.
Yeah. It's too bad because, like, really, he's so close to smashing these attacks, but instead they're kind of trading, which is what Trap wants. Trap right now is getting his 5th Nexus. So if Trap can continually like trade, Mech scales very, very well, but at these small numbers, it's really weak and brittle.
Okay, big warping of Stalkers over here. You know, we watch these fights over and over, and that's part of the story, but the mini-map is really the other part, isn't it? There's so many expansions over here for Trap.
The mini-map is the other part of the story. I'm sorry, it just made me think of, like, map story. It's like,
oh, like when Koreans put story in front of something, like coffee story. That's a joke that 2 people laughed at. So this attack's going to come in here, and I don't know that there is quite enough for Protoss to actually push the fight into the favor over there, but over here, I think that basically Special is close to taking fatal damage.
Yeah, if he can save the BC, that's... oh my...
Wait, what?
I think he saved that one.
No, I think it actually died.
No, he saved it. It just,
Did he get it?
just warped in. He's repairing it, but another warp. Damn! Oh.
No, I think it did die.
No, it didn't die.
No, I think it did.
Well, that's the other part of the story, Tasis.
Stop lying to our audience, Artosis. This is what's important.
That was a different BC down there he was repairing. It's really too bad because I think Special kind of caught him off guard. He screwed up and lost the 1 BC, but I think more importantly, he didn't get a handle on the fact that Trap there was going so aggressively. And if Special had just made like a few more buildings, a couple bunkers, just any more defense, it's going to look completely different. It's going to look completely different. That's too bad.
I really like what Special tried to do. It's too bad it didn't work. Trap really handled that pretty perfectly, to be honest. I think he was probably as surprised as everybody else when the battlecruiser actually showed up, but
yeah.
That's the thing about Trap. He's so adaptable. We're going to Game 2 now on Lightshade.
GSL
Let's go.
Season 3, Codex. Africa Freaks, Trap. Storm Gaming, Special.
Okay, so this is a build that pairs with the first build. We had a hidden barracks on the right side of the map. Now we're going to have this one actually ready right outside the main here for Trap.
Yeah, is he going to show the same things in his main base to really sell that? Yeah, double gas. All right.
Cool.
Yeah, this is kind of exciting. I like that as well. Like, because that game, Trap did go directly into Stalker. And that means that if you have one this close, you're going to kill at least 2 probes.
Yeah.
If they're trying to, like the Stalker, you know, if you think that there's like a very close prox barracks, a lot of people get a Zealot to try to zone, you know, with a partial wall to stop the Reaper from going like behind and then try to zone with the Zealot some. And then other than that, it's like Chrono boosting out an Adept would be a quicker way to deal with it. The Stalker is almost like the greedy way to go. So this could be good. Oh, he's actually making a Zealot this time. Look at that. Reaper can still do well, though.
So the Nexus is coming down here. Zealot is not exactly a useful unit when the Reaper comes out. It basically can't fight it.
Yeah, like it zones a little, right?
It
like
can buy time, yeah.
And the thing is, if the Reaper is attacking the Zealot, that's damage that's not going on the probes. It's okay to like lose the Zealot or take a ton of damage on it.
Did you see me almost fall out of my chair there?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
That is because these other casters, I guess they like to recline when they cast. I had no idea. That was great.
You don't recline when you cast?
No, I'm already like reverse reclined with my posture.
I know, which is why you should
told you
recline.
I'm halfway to the Sonic the Hedgehog ball all the time when I'm sitting down.
That's funny.
Yeah, all right. Now we're back. We're back to it. I didn't realize the chair wasn't locked and I almost fell backwards out of that.
Yeah, there is the proxy factory here as well. The Zealot did a reasonable job there. Stalker pops out, pushes it back. Gets out the second Reaper. Oh, no!
Yep. Shoots
Nothing
him down.
really working, man.
Whenever you see these buildings floating, it's important to think of that as lost time. It's not making anything, right?
Dude, he is just trying to be the trickiest dude ever.
Yeah.
The fact that he floats in the factory after that floats away. Because I could see Trap going back to double check on the barracks being there, right? Oh, he sees the barracks. Okay, so this is going to help to sell it a lot. Now, if he can actually pop out a couple Hellions before it gets seen, this could be massive damage.
Yeah, getting a few more Hellions here. You definitely want to have the right number to where you're going to start one-shotting the workers. This is kind of cool to see this actually work on Trap.
Yeah, it seems like it might.
It's kind of a, I don't want to diminish the player, but it's sort of a novice move. You know what I mean? You do this against a bad player where you're like, yeah, well, you're not going to expect this, but it's working against probably the best Protoss in the world.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't expect this because literally his proxy was already there. Okay,
Yeah.
he scouts it, and that just means Special has to go.
Yeah, he's got to pull the trigger. He wanted to wait for that third Hellion to come out.
Third makes it so much more effective, but you know what? 3 kills so far. It's not good enough, honestly. Let's see what he can get with this other one. Lines him up. No, doesn't get that volley off, unfortunately. Gonna get away with a little bit, but this is... It's not going that well. It feels to me like Special came in with some really cool plans today, and they're just not really... They're not working out that well, fortunately.
Okay, so nice connection there. Getting 3. You know, this factory has gotten insane value at this point in time.
He's getting these mines out. He's still trying to poke the front. That's kind of cool. But there
Would
are
the observer
stalkers
just
going
leave
across. Oh my god, the cloaked Banshee comes in now. Oh, here comes the observer, though.
Yeah. Dude, this is a pretty insane sequence of harass. I'm really blown away.
And the thing is, Trap has actually done very well against it, too. This could have been much, much more damage from Special. Many a Terran would have, or many a Protoss would have died to this.
So, you know, back at home, Special's in pretty good shape. We should note that, you know, as action-packed as the damage has been over here on Trap's side of the map, the reality is Special is only just now expanding. Trap actually does have more workers as well.
Yeah, he has 2 Nexuses, so he can definitely kind of just come back.
Whenever we follow fights like this, it can be misleading if you're not appreciating where the attacking side is economically.
And a bunch of Stalkers come across the map. I'm a little bit nervous here for Special. This might be a quick one.
Ooh, that's actually a lot of damage. Okay, he will probably be able to get that over there in time to repair that. Good save here by Special, but of course when you manage to take this, get this move pulled off, you then start to target down the SCVs. A lot of very low hit point Stalkers. Oh, Special could probably get 2 more there.
Ooh. Yeah, ends up getting 1 more. Loses 7 SCVs during that time, so he's down 12 workers, which is approximately what he killed from Trap. So, definitely liking Trap's position here.
Looks really good.
Yeah. Very clever builds, though, from Special. I think he gave himself like a good opportunity in this series. And it just kind of doesn't work out, but what can you really expect? You're playing literally the best Protoss in the world.
Yeah, I mean, Trap is so solid, really. I mean, the thing about Trap is even if you catch him off guard, he really knows how to navigate weird situations pretty perfectly, to be honest. And so we're getting to basically the end here of any kind of major damage with the harass here. I mean, Trap's basically held his ground. He's gotten into a good position. He is up a base. That basically means that Special is going to have to expand himself or start to attack here.
Bring the Banshees back in. He is making Hellions, so I think he might try for like a 3 or 4 Hellion drop into the main base. You know, he's just trying to get some more economic damage done here. But I think, you know, even if he's succeeding in some of this economic damage, it's very likely that it just pushes the game a lot longer.
Right.
And that's generally the place where most Terrans really struggle against Protoss, especially someone like Trap.
Okay, coming in now, chasing this Banshee back. Here comes the attack. This is the most important moment. The arc is very nice for the Terran. Good force fields, but they don't really blot off enough. Oh, actually, that last force field was really good. And now we have this sort of line of units here. The Immortal is eventually going to be picked off, but as that's done, there's just not enough here for Special, and now I don't know that Special can recover in this game. He's never going to get to have an expansion up, or third base, I should say, up.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Like, the attack, if those force fields weren't down there like that, you could have done a lot better trade with it overall. But
that attack at the start kind of signals what the whole plan was. At the end, I mean. Basically, he wanted to do so much damage with the Harass that then he comes in with this attack, and because the Protoss hasn't managed to find its balance, he just kills it. But instead, basically, Trap took a lot of damage, still stabilized, still shut down the attack, and right now, Special just doesn't really have a lot to work with.
You know what? He is trying every single thing he can think of here. He has used that factory once again, kills 5 probes with it. It's not the most, it's not a huge amount, but he keeps on taking these opportunities and doing the best he can. He's giving it the old 1-2 tasteless.
The old 1-2, as StarCraft casters say.
Yeah. No, he's giving it the college try right now.
The college try? What is that? Is that even a thing?
Have you not?
I've never heard that.
A thing like the old college try? It's like.
What are
it's
you
just
talking
like it's
about?
like an old saying about like.
I don't think it is.
You tried hard and it didn't work, but you know what? By golly, you definitely
check this on my
did
phone.
try.
The college try.
Yeah. The old college try. Type that in.
Try. Almost wrote fry. Old college try.
What's it say?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
To use one's very best effort.
There you go.
To try very hard. We can win this game if we give it the old college try.
Well, he's not going to win this game, but he is giving it the old college try right now.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, again, the situation for Special hasn't changed. He's got a little bit of a bigger army, but he doesn't have any real growth potential until he expands. Meanwhile, Trap has been, harvesting plenty of resources from that third base for some time now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think here. Like, I guess if you look at Special's army, it's an attacking army. He's got to get out there and do something with it. It's just like Medivacs, Marauders, Marines, 2 Ghosts. Okay, let's go. And you know what? If he micros it very, very well, and these 2 High Templars do not ruin him, his army can do, like, okay here. He needs to hit some nice splash. Let's see where these EMPs go. He does have all the SCVs coming up here as well. Where are the SCVs? The SCVs are like behind the army.
Yeah, the SCVs are really out of position, and they're all getting bunched up.
They're behind the army.
Yeah, they're going to eventually get into the front.
Here we go. Here we go.
A decent amount of the infantry was chunked off here. Some force fields coming down. Zealots now spreading into the mix. There's a lot here from Special, but we're starting to see him try to kite this, and the push back from Trap, I think, is just going to be too much.
Yeah, just barely, though, honestly. Like, the overcharge plus all the additional warpins and everything, and the SCVs started behind the army. You put all that together, and, yeah, Trap a bit too strong there.
Dominating there.
Professor Trap extinguishing the old college try from Special.
College try, yeah. Showing that was a fake degree.
Yeah.
Did you get that from DeVry, huh?
Well, you know what? I think Special actually came with, like, excellent strategies to play against Trap, and it just didn't work, and what can you do? But I think his chances of getting out of the group are actually really reasonable based on what we saw there. That's some sick prep he had.
It is. It
really.
is.
And then, but Trap is like a brick wall. If he doesn't top 4, there's something wrong. There's something. There's like, Trap, is everything okay?
We've got a break. We come back. Zest versus Keen. Do not go away.
Here's what I like. Jumping from a roof that is almost too high. Laying on the grass, I close my eyes. Playing my guitar till my fingers are numb. I always try to let my spirit fly away.
what we had? When did it all become so bad? Is this love or something else? I just can't figure out myself. Maybe it's time for us to move on, but we can't let go, we can't be strong.
어려워도 이렇게 멈추면 내가 아니지. 오늘이 모여 새로운 나를 만든다. 나의 레벨은 다르다. 어나더 레벨 핫식스.
함께 모이면 홈파티. 홈파티엔 먹방. 먹방엔 칠성사이다. 맛있어. 맛있는 자리에 빠질 수 없는 청량함. 칠성사이다.
퇴근하고 뭐해? 퇴근하고? 오늘은 유셰프, 내일은 유러너, 주말엔 유목수. 그걸 다? 본캐부터 부캐까지 하고 싶은 게 많은 요즘 시대의 커피. 칸타타 콘트라베이스. 이번 주 등산 어때? 등산, 캠핑? 그래서 주말엔 낚시? 내가 낚인 거지. 그래도 나오니까 좋잖아. 일상에서 취미까지 나누고 싶은 게 많은 요즘 시대의 커피. 칸타타.
아이시스 8.0을 챙긴다는 건 건강한 생각까지 챙긴다는 것. 나를 움직이는 핑크 에너지. 아이시스 8.0. 아이시스 8.0을 연다는 건 조금 이른 아침을 연다는 것. 나를 움직이는 핑크 에너지. 아이시스 8.0.
디자인을 하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
Round of 16, Group A. Track. Special. Zest. Team. 2021 GSL Season 3. Codex. Africa TV Free Cup Studio Live. 2021 GSL Season 3.
Still throwing me off, Andy's voice there. We were just talking to him. I'm like, Andy, stop. I'm going to start the show now. We're talking to Andy between breaks. I put my headset on, and there he is again.
It's better than when it was our voices.
Yeah. Oh, that was the worst. I don't know if people remember this, but they could probably go back and find it. But there was a period where one of the producers decided that since people call us the casting Archon, we should announce the player names and we say it at the same time.
It didn't work out
and
well.
It was so bad that I think they took it off after the round of 16.
Yeah. It was bad.
We told them it was a bad idea too, and they're like, no, we think it's a good idea. And I'm like, all right, I mean, we'll make the recording if you want. I'm sure people have heard enough of our voices throughout the show. I don't think they need more of us.
That's for sure. So, Zest.
Yeah.
He's going military soon.
That's right.
He beat Classic to get here, but Classic actually had him.
Yeah.
He had him.
Going up against Keen, though.
Yeah.
Cool to have Keen here with us.
Keen Hulk smashing Ryung in the Code A.
Absolutely.
And actually saying, because he was like, he thought he would end up in Trap's group, which is pretty accurate, right? Like the Trap's biggest prey or special in Keen, most likely.
Yeah.
And
Trap
they both
basically,
end up in the group.
If this is like National Geographic, Trap like eats Terrans. That's like what he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like bees make honey, Trap eats Terrans, okay?
It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
But Trap is like one of those killer wasps, you know? The ones that are 2 inches long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
and
yeah.
The
Now
Terrans
you're
are
talking.
actually the bees that make honey, and he eats them and eats their honey too.
Yeah, and then bites their heads off. We're going to go to 2,000 atmospheres for Game 1. Let's go.
GSL Season 3. Codex. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Zest. Africa Freaks, King.
All right. So, Keen was saying that he thinks. I thought this was hilarious during his interview because they're like, "Oh, what do you think?" He's like, "Yeah, I think I'll be in Trap's group, but that's fine because I think I've figured out TVP and how to win TVP," which just kind of made me laugh because this is actually like a thing that Terrans trick themselves into thinking.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, I've thought about this so much, and I think I actually have it now. It's I call it the hubris of Terran. And
the hubris of Terran.
Yeah. To think that you have figured out the TVP matchup, something no one has ever figured out and no one ever will figure out. But yeah, it's I guess what I'm trying to lead to here is we get to see him against Zest, who is definitely a top Protoss, but not as strong as Trap. And yeah, a little bit different style for sure, but if he does not defeat Zest here, that's, you know, it's like, okay, well, you probably weren't going to beat Trap, right? Like that's... If you can't beat the henchman, you can't beat the final boss.
That's right. You can't even beat the Joker's henchman, you're not going to beat the Joker. You know, in the last games, and by the way, extremely possible that it's all TVPs today, which I do welcome if that's the case.
Yeah, I'd like it.
I do like doing these matchup deep dives where we kind of really get to explore, you know, the inner workings of the matchup in the current meta with the best players. But yeah, I mean, Special seems to, in the last games, have approached the matchup in one where it's like the Protoss is a fire and you have to put it out. Like, I need, you know, we can't let this fire rage on and get out of control or it's going to burn everything down. So how do we just put it out as quickly as possible? And it did not work at all against Trap. Trap basically, you know, wriggled free from any harass or any kind of contain or punish, and then, you know, outgrew him and won the game. So let's see what happens here with Keen and you know, what his approach is to the matchup in general. Does he want to try to match and go head-to-head with the Protoss? Does he want to try to end it like Special did?
Yeah.
Or a mixture of different styles?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what we're going to end up seeing from him. I mean, just when he says that, you know, you're going to see something a little bit different. Whether that's like more aggression, less aggression, different type of build order, different type of tempo to the game. So I'm excited to see exactly what he has planned for that. I'll just wait and see a little bit. Sending out a Hellion now. It's along the side of the map. And
Dark Shrine.
Yeah, so looks like probably a DT drop coming up.
It is. It's like Secret Night swimming over here.
Yeah, seriously.
That feels so unnecessary to have that patrol set up like that, but that's what's going on.
I think that patrol was just beautiful.
something beautiful. So the Hellion's not going to be able to get in here. Besides the Adepts, the area is already bottlenecked. The Warp Prism's being made, and we got to see how ready the Terran's going to be. A lot of that will depend on how much energy is banked inside the command center.
Yeah, if you don't know that this is coming, sometimes you can just take fatal damage to it. DT drops can be very scary indeed. Your SCVs go down so quickly. But you know what? He's going into the 3Rex. Oh my god, he's making a Raven tasteless. This is perfect. A perfect situation for Keen.
Making Ravens, Artosis.
He's making Ravens tasteless.
We had this whole joke. what was the context of this joke?
You and Maynard were making fun of me because I like
We're doing Artosis. That's right. We were doing impressions of you backstage while you were casting. He's making Ravens tasteless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's what that was from. I think the Raven's a good choice. That's literally the answer to DTs.
Well, he didn't like really know that this was coming, but yeah, this is basically like a perfect situation for him because he didn't even go for the third CC. He has 3 Raxes up. He's getting stim. So he's not only does he have mobile detection already against something that is trying to kind of catch you off guard, but he's going to have a big army. Like, he might actually just kill him.
Yeah.
Just walk across the map and kill him as medevacs are popping out and everything. Now, Zest going to follow this up with a bit of Archon harassment. And,
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good move. Yeah, you might be able to get a little bit done here.
Adapts are going to come up into the front. There is a warp, a mine here. I couldn't think of the word for a second.
A warp mine? What's a warp mine?
Blizzard, you made warp mines. Okay, nice save.
Yeah,
juggles it back out.
All right, I like it. It's reasonable. And Shade's behind as well with these Adepts. So he's kind of keeping him busy, doing a little bit of damage as well. But again, this attack that's going to come out, look at Stim, Combat Shields, and +1 all coming right now, Tasis. This is... Oh, and he's clearing up the mines as well.
Yeah, this is excellent here.
It's annoying. Look at that. He actually got a lot done with it.
You know, we talked about the battlecruiser in the last game and how you really just don't want to lose it because, you know, as long as it's killing stuff, you can repair it. The same idea actually with Archon drops.
Dude, look how much he's killed.
That's insane.
For 2
15
Adepts.
Marines.
He's lost now 3 Adepts, 15 Marines, 2 Mines, 6 SCVs, a Depot, a Hellion, a Reaper. His
That's
family,
insane.
his dog.
His dignity.
His dignity. Jeez, Well, the DT drop didn't just get the free win, so then he made 2 Archons and killed 15 Marines with them. God. And now, into the 3 racks cost production. He's just going to blink it and kill him probably, Dave.
Yeah,
So let's look at
ninja dodge there on the Widow Mine shot.
Well, this doesn't look good for Zest, right?
No, this is probably not the way he envisioned this attack going here.
Oh, my God.
All right, this is really exciting to watch.
Energy versus energy.
Yeah. Huh.
Hey, it's better than Locust versus Locust, am I right?
Anything's better than Locust versus Locust. A little bit of pressure up here in the front. Looks like he'll snipe that depot and just blink away. Although Zest really screwed up that attack back there, he is still in the lead here. He's got 61 workers to 45 SCs.
I think there's still... I think there's actually still kill potential, though, on a push from Keen.
Yeah?
Let's see. It's not as good as it was looking before because those Archons actually did so much, but the blink up was a bit wasteful. There's a bit more army supply right now for Keen, and he's up to 5 Raxes now. He's harassing as well, which is kind of keeping stuff back a bit. Yeah, I mean, I think he still has some potential here. Like, Keen is certainly not dead.
This is... Oh, is he going to actually just barely miss this? This is so funny when this happens in RTS games. Like, they just perfectly don't see anything, and it's... Okay, here we go. He spots that. That's huge. If he can intercept those medevacs.
That Immortal. He's waiting for the Liberator.
Yeah.
They can't shoot up.
Not yet, man. We've got to give the Immortal an upgrade so we can lay down on its back and fire in the air.
Hey, Keen is actually doing all right with this harassment, honestly. Oh, the Stalkers are coming, but they're not in the right position.
Oh, no. This drop in the main is going to be huge. A recall should be in the back pocket here for Zest. He's going to come into this area. I think there's only one pylon powering all this.
Oh, my God. This is a sick drop here. He has to bring back a lot of units, and Keen's main push is coming now as well. The Liberator comes up, and Siege is right where the Warpins are coming.
Oh, takes that down. The attack comes in further.
Yeah, but there is an attack onto the 3rd base here as well.
Yeah.
A lot of mines, a lot of Marines and Marauders.
And this attack probably even more significant than the previous one. If he can actually take this Nexus down, he'll balance everything out. Economically, it just doesn't seem like Protoss quite has enough, but then as these Immortals and other Stalkers come in, get a nice arc and push him away again.
Oh, he blinks on top of quite a few mines there.
Right.
But there's enough Immortals that it seems like Keen is not quite able to do it with this Marauder heavy army, but another drop going to the main.
Yep, coming in now. And I think, you know, honestly, Zest probably itching to just maybe put on some counter pressure, but he cannot do that now with this drop coming in here.
Yeah, this is a very messy game. A lot of damage being dealt. Warps into DT, but that gets scanned out as well. The mine kills another Stalker.
Oh, he's going to be able to unpower this pylon right before that armor upgrade finishes.
Dude,
yeah, there's like 3 pylons powering everything. But Protoss is just going to go and try to shove. He's going to come up here. We did not see any blinking with that.
Oh, yeah, he actually takes some pretty big mine hits there as well.
Ate some serious mine hits, and I think that was a big miscalculation there by Zest.
And there's like nothing powered right now.
Yeah.
Look at his mineral smacker so bad. Why is he not spending his money?
I think that we may be right by the end here for Zest if he doesn't start to stabilize, because you just doesn't matter how much money you have if you can't make anything.
Yeah.
Really good decision making, honestly, here by Keen on what to attack. Even taking out this Dark Shrine, which was one of the only other ways maybe you could have like one DT come out and get some damage somewhere.
He's going after that last pylon, Tasteless, that one gateway that's powered in the main base. He will not accept it. Another attack coming down to that third. He's already killed the static D that was there. Stalker's running behind the Nexus. I think that's it, man.
Yeah.
Zest really doesn't have anything left.
This was a pretty interesting game, honestly. It's impressive to see how Keen pulled through, shutting that down there, even taking that pylon out. Beautifully done. GG. Keen takes game 1 in this best of 3.
Yeah. I mean, the block on the DTs was amazing. The Archons did way too much. Then Zest kind of threw away with the blink in against that many units that were being produced. That was kind of surprising. Like, if he holds that as a pin, and if Keen moves out, does that move, then I think that he can take this game relatively easily. But he was like, I think his Archons did so much that he's like, oh, this guy's dead. And it's like, well, all Keen was really doing was producing units. He wasn't working on his economy. So this was probably the worst thing Zest could do, that blanket.
Yeah. Light Shade for game 2, man. Keen really delivering. I think that we don't always have games that end quite like that, where it's like Keen basically figured out in this moment, like, oh, you have nothing really, you don't have any backup pylons at all.
Yeah.
And then Zest, Zest could have gone back home and tried to keep defending, but he didn't. And so, an unusual ending. I don't think we're going to have any games that look like that again. Game 2's ready.
GSL Season 3, Codex.
Not now, Andy. We got to cast these games.
Oh, tasteless.
I'm going to go back into quarantine.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Zest.
I didn't want to be mean, but I was going to suggest that for match 1, you in special trade places. You go 0-2 against Trap and he casts.
Yeah.
King.
With the way our casting's been going, it's going to be just special casting pretty soon. I'm like, well, can I at least play? They're like, no, go home.
Yeah, if you can qualify. Milk comes out of their nose.
Yeah, they laugh so hard it almost kills them.
Okay. Let's see what, I guess, if Keen wins here, then he gets to go up against Trap and show us what he learned, what was new. Overall, that was just kind of a pretty aggressive game. What I liked about it was the speed of the Raven. That was kind of neat. And then he was very focused on producing on 2 bases and splitting his attacks, right? Send the Raven down, get a Liberator out, and he's just kind of like trying to keep units back or do damage there. Either one kind of works, because then he starts attacking, right, and sending medevacs across the map. So it was kind of cool. It's we have, how many years has this game been out?
11 years.
11 years. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say much of anything is like 100% new, but that was fresh. His approach there was a little bit fresh for the matchup. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
It wasn't the stale old, okay, and now the +1 on combat shields, and I pressure while making my third.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
I'll do my push with my SCVs and my attacking units and throw an auto turret down.
Yeah.
That should do the trick.
So, yeah, it was a little bit fresh, which is nice. It's refreshing.
While we have this downtime here, I would like to say I'm glad to be out of quarantine. I did get my first vaccine shot, and I took the greatest nap I've ever taken, Artosis.
Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't know if I was going to get sick. I took this most amazing nap. I think I might be addicted to vaccines now. I think I'm going to go back and keep trying to get it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, tell me about this nap.
I feel like I'm going to be chasing this nap for the rest of my life.
Tell me about the nap. I want to hear about the nap.
It felt amazing. I had totally cool dreams where I was like in sky floating cities and stuff in paradise.
Yeah?
Yeah. I woke up feeling so
How
rested.
long was the nap?
Oh, it was like, I probably woke up after an hour and then went back in for 2 more hours.
Damn, man. That's almost a sleep. That's a perfect
Yeah, that's
nap.
almost just a sleep, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but it is a nap.
it was one of those moments where like I woke up and I'm like, no, I'm going back in. Closed my eyes and disappeared.
It's like Inception, kind of.
That's right, yeah.
Except you're not in control or anything. You're doing anything important.
It's a starport down there, right? I'm sorry, I was actually looking at you instead of looking at the game. Starport down here at the bottom.
Oh, they're playing StarCraft. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blink on the way.
There appears to be aliens in a human colony on this map. It appears they're going to be fighting each other.
Why are they harvesting from these mineral nodes?
So what do they use minerals on Earth? Is that what they do? They spend it? Is it valuable?
Are they making jewelry out of
Can you
this?
make?
Like,
Yeah.
Do you sell the minerals, or like are the minerals the money?
I understand the gas. I'm sure that's like what the vehicles run up, but the minerals.
Yeah.
Back to the minerals for a second.
Can you tell me how a Hellion doesn't cost any gas? Is this an electric vehicle?
An SUV comes there, it's like, sir, I'm sorry to report to you, we've actually been mining cubic zirconiums this entire time. These minerals aren't worth anything. What do you mean? They're not worth anything?
Yeah. What would happen to your units then? They're all like changelings. They all died in one hit. Psystorm goes down, anything explodes. You can't even split.
Medevac pops out, and it looks like he wants to try to do this Hellion drop over here.
The way the SCV walked down as the Medevac popped out, I'm like, is he going to load that SCV up? Do an SCV drop?
He's going to build a depot in the guy's main.
Yeah. He's going to build a missile turret. Well, he's got some pylons spotting the edge of his base. All right, Keen coming up now. 3 Hellions towards that third area. And gets caught, but he gets the drop off. Marine's going to push everything back. Like, look at the probes come back.
Yeah.
Like they own the place. They were like, yeah, we'll fight these.
Yeah, we're not afraid of one Marine.
Yeah. I kind of like that, though, right? Because he's bringing in Stalkers right behind. So if you look at those and say, oh, you can't beat Marines with probes, and then you stay, then the Blink comes in and you lose everything. So a little bit of a bait there. Keen not falling for it. Damn, man. Zest just does not lose much in the early game, does he?
He's solid. He always has been. I'm more curious to see how the later part of this game is going to go, because game 1 is just such a weird, unusual situation. By the way, Zest, big shutdown here. He cannot quite get the second bunker, so he's going to have to try to have some alternative fire here on the SCVs, which is a perfectly acceptable way to approach this. Yeah. He's going to blink on top of the tank, and this could not be going better. Because of that, he actually pulled the SCVs off for a second.
He tried to trap the Stalkers, and that allowed the bunker to actually end up falling there.
The old college try. Another tank sieging up, but this actually might be so ill-timed. He could just dive on that with the rest of the Stalkers and warp in.
He's popping a lot of the Stalkers now. He has a lot of bio there. No stim, unfortunately. Keep seeing SCVs behind bio trying to fight today. That's what I would do as a unit. I would be the SCV that like pretends that I'm going to war, but I'm standing behind the Marines. I'm like, I don't know the pathing, I'm stuck.
Stalker's going to loop around here. Terran could just die outright here with the pressure that's been put on.
You know, I think Keen's ready. Like, I think he has enough to hold on.
You think so?
Yeah, between the bunker and he's got like 4 SCVs he was waiting there repairing.
But couldn't he just go blink up into the main even and start to do damage there?
He has a bunker there. Oh, he actually doesn't have anything in it.
Yeah, it's an empty bunker.
But yeah, I mean, his stim is just about to finish, so I
think you're right though. With stim, you really can't do that much else.
Yeah, you get some damage, but I don't think that Keen's gonna die. I think Keen's all right for now.
So he's gonna get out, but behind that, Zest is taking a third base. He's in fantastic shape.
I'll tell you, Blink Stalkers plus War Prisms, you're like more mobile than a flying unit.
It's pretty crazy, actually.
It's kind of crazy, yeah.
There's 3 medevacs. He's like, I'm gonna go find those 3 pylons and unpower his entire base.
That's the strat.
Yeah.
It's like, I noticed that Protoss don't build enough pylons in their main.
He's treating this like he's the Rebel Alliance and the Death Star. Yeah. By the way, major design defect.
You gotta have some way to turn it off.
The Empire needs to stop making these planet-sized ships that can be blown up by hitting one target inside of it.
Well, you don't watch enough Star Wars to know they actually explained why that was.
Yeah. Well, how embarrassing. You just called me out in front of all these nerds, Artosis. Sorry, guys. I've been exposed. I'm going to go play football now.
You're such a jock. Honestly, it's embarrassing to me, and I got to just tell people about it. Look at this. The stim push killing off so many of the stalkers. And the Prism comes back. Keen just smashing some base here, but with the Colossus coming out, that should hold. These are like one thermal lance away from dying.
Yeah, everything's so squishy right now. The siege tank sieges up. That's going to force the Protoss to bounce back. But Terran isn't quite at the position yet where he can do damage. If he can inch in a little bit further, especially if he can fight these Stalkers when the Colossus is elsewhere.
Yeah, Zest trying to get out and actually engage. He needs to not walk down that ramp, though. He's going to get way out of position if he does that. Continuing to warp in. I think Keen does not have enough to take this right now. But I like the way that he's walking back and forth, right? Like he had... Ooh, here come the boys.
This is going to be a real punch. The boys have been pulled.
It's your boys, the boys!
It's your boys! You thought we would be mining. Now you'll just be whining. He's got the boys. They're supposed to be mining. How could they? No. Those aren't fighting units. They're not fighting units. They're supposed to be mining or building. Building's acceptable as well.
Good micro from Zest here, I think. It's kind of forced him to reposition several times.
I feel like the position he got into is like very hard to actually push up.
Well, 2 force fields on a small ramp against a boys pole push is always very nice. And with 3, like Keen is as dead as anyone's ever been.
Yeah, we're gonna go to game 3. It looks like you really can't recover from this once you pulled the boys,
dude. Yeah,
you can't put the boys back in the bottle, as they say.
Yeah, you can't push the boys back into the tube. The tube, man, it just doesn't work. Oh my gosh.
He opened Pandora's boys. You know what I'm saying?
Can't fix a popped balloon.
No, you can't. No, you can't. The more I think about it, it's like, no, it's impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible to do.
The technology doesn't exist.
It's not there yet.
All right, so 1-1.
Yep.
1-1.
Cool games with these two.
Yeah, really enjoying it. Lots of aggression.
Lots of different types of games here as well. Yeah, let's go to Oxide now. Again, Trap waits for the winner in the winner's match, as we are going to wrap up our second best of 3 here in Group A of Code S. Games loaded up. Yep, let's go.
GSL Season 3, Code S.
That's Probe across the map. Oh, he finds an SCV going across the map.
Yeah, busted.
Oh, takes that extra hit. Oh. I feel like in this series so far that Keen is playing a little bit better than Zest.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with that.
Yeah, it does feel that way.
Zest had some, I mean, he was overall pretty good in that last game, but he did have some clunky moments.
It doesn't feel like he's playing like terribly or anything, but it feels like overall that Keen is slightly more prepared, which I think is a really important thing in the matchup anyways, is, you know, obviously if Protoss can prepare some really good, nasty cheese type things or play a very reactive game. But yeah, I think like we saw in the special series, right? Like he was really well prepared even though Trap stopped him. It feels likewise like Keen is well prepared here. The games don't look like he's just playing like ladder builds or something, you know, which is important. But yeah, Zest isn't playing too bad or anything.
So it's a weird group, honestly, when you think of the positions everybody's in, because Trap is probably just going to get out. I think Zest is a great player, but I don't think Zest beats Trap.
I think there's like a possibility in a best of 3. I think that like Trap is better.
Trap is better, yeah.
Like he can be taken down. Like remember that series against Parting where Trap looked better, and then Parting just made the games really chaotic and won.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that can happen, you know? Like, PvP can be a crazy matchup. But yeah, I mean, Trap, him not, like I said, if he's not in at least the round of 4, that's incredibly bizarre.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's
like
that's pretty standard now.
He's more
our
stable
Protoss
than
that's at the
everybody
top.
else.
Yeah,
he's more stable than any Terran and any Zerg.
And he just continues to bring a better iteration of himself in every match.
Yeah. If Trap didn't exist, like, people, you know, obviously complain a lot about Protoss, just generally speaking, but, like, if he didn't exist, we would truly need a patch for Protoss because the results would be, like, nothing.
Oh, yeah.
He actually holds, like, almost all the Protoss
Maro's
results.
been like this for Terran at periods of time as well, where it's like, well, guys, I don't know. This guy Maro over here is still making it work, so we can't really say anything yet.
Yeah.
It's like, you feel like it's this way or it's not fair. Well, hold on. Just get Maro in there. Let's see what happens first.
Yeah.
Okay, he won again. No, I don't understand either.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Trap, same thing.
Oracle opener here. First one of the day. Oh, yeah, the Adept's going to come by and get a little bit of damage. Kind of nice. Marines way out of position here. And you'll get him out. All right, let's see what he gets done with this Oracle. He's following it up with the Phoenix. So I would imagine it's going to be Phoenix production from here. At least 3. But we'll see. Uh-oh.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. That was so close.
Well, that's the worst thing in the world. If you lose that immediately as you fly in, that's like...
You're just... Yeah.
You're not supposed to be
You don't even know
able
what he has in his main. You're like, I don't...
We know he has a factory.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to get out.
Yep.
And
Not
5
bad.
STV kills. Hey.
Could have been totally different.
Yeah. Got to give him that one.
Yeah.
He did it.
Third base coming up right away here for Zest. And we don't have any third base cooking back here for Keen. Looks like he's just...
Yeah, he seems to really like unit heavy today. And look, he's once again going a relatively quick Raven. I don't think he can do things like the Liberator harassment he was doing in Game 1 here, most likely, because we do have the Phoenixes out, so it's a little bit harder to pull something like that off.
Right.
I mean, if you slip it past, it does take Phoenixes a while to get back there and actually kill it, but still, it's not nearly as useful as it would be against, you know, non-Stargate openers. Stim on the way, lots of production. Here we go, the 3 Phoenix plus Oracle. Pretty standard stuff. Old school, little harassment force. Gets the tag down, and that's actually a very nice tag that reveals that mine that's hiding under the lip of the factory.
Yeah, nicely done. I like this Raven all the way down here.
Yeah.
No way that's going to get sniped by Phoenixes. And so now we wait for the Terran to see, you know, when are you going to move? I see that eBay finishing, so obviously an attack upgrade is going to be coming here. We probably won't have any attacking from the Terran until that upgrade's done. So we can basically, you know, bookmark that in the future to look for. But, you know, Protoss is now getting 5 gateways up here.
Yeah.
The, you know, the fruits of the third base have kicked in now. He's got a lot of money. He can actually start to produce an army.
Charge Phoenix is going to be extremely good for one engage.
Yeah.
You know, like if Keen rolls out and there's like 6 Phoenixes plus a bunch of charge lots, Zest should be able to knock out the first army, which is really, I mean, a lot of times when Terran sits on 2 base for a long time and then does a push, if you knock out that first army reasonably efficiently, that is such an uphill fight for Terran from then on.
Okay. Terran is itching to push here. I guess the +1 attack is just going to be on the way here. Really, he wanted to wait for Stim and combat shields to come out.
And you got to make sure you have a critical mass here because it is Phoenix-based play. The army it looks like he's leaving with. Ooh, all right, decent hit. But the army that it looks like he's leaving with, I mean, the Phoenix is going back, and then a round and a half of charge lots is going to do it. Yeah, see, this I don't like this. I mean, you can kind of micro here. I guess, you know what, if he brings this up and hits the armor shred on these Zealots, he will actually destroy them. All right, here we go. The armor shred is successful, and now he's really dealing the damage there. Oh my god, he's about to have +1 done as well. Looks like that might not line up perfectly well with this.
Yeah, he's going to go for it. He's pushing in now, picking up some of those stray Marines. These medevacs are not going to be safe if these Marines are on the run. Reinforcements meet and Protoss retreats, I think wisely so.
Yeah, some more mines coming out here as well.
The boys.
Yeah.
It's ya boys.
The boys.
You know who it is.
Keen.
Keen.
It's not going well, Tasteless.
GG.
And that's what Zest's entire build was meant to do. What he did there doesn't really scale well, and Keen didn't actually. It's like he didn't identify what was going on.
I feel like he waited a little bit. He basically was like, "Oh, are all your gates done? I'll attack now."
Well, you know, the thing is, when you play against anyone who's actually making a decent amount of Phoenixes, if it's Phoenix Gateway unit, it doesn't scale well. If it's Phoenix Colossus, it scales pretty well, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is what happened with Phoenix Adept and why that's not used anymore. Phoenix Zealot has always been what actually Zest prefers a bit more.
Yeah.
But you can't just move out against it. It's meant to crush an army in the mid-game.
Yeah.
And once they do that, they're on 3 bases, you're on 2. The game is basically Protoss's at that point.
Trap for Zest coming up next, guys. We'll be right back.
think about it, cause I'm dying, baby. If you want it, you just have to take it. If you feel something, boy, you gotta tell me. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why it's stuck in me. I like but how you taste. Give me the signs, I'll take the step for you. No, I like you, baby, you know. I want you to take the control. Alright, baby, alright, no. I like you, baby, you know. I want you to take the control. Alright, baby, alright, baby.
어려워도 이렇게 멈추면 내가 아니지. 오늘이 모여 새로운 나를 만든다. 나의 레벨은 다르다. 어나더 레벨 핫식스.
함께 모이면 홈파티. 홈파티엔 먹방. 먹방엔 칠성사이다. 맛있어. 맛있는 자리에 빠질 수 없는 청량함. 칠성사이다.
퇴근하고 뭐해? 퇴근하고? 오늘은 유셰프, 내일은 유런업, 주말엔 유목수. 그걸 다? 본캐부터 부캐까지 하고 싶은 게 많은 요즘 시대의 커피. 칸타타 콘트라베이스.
이번 주 등산 어때? 등산 캠핑? 그래서 주말엔 낚시?
내가 낚인 거지.
그래도 나오니까 좋잖아.
일상에서 취미까지 나누고 싶은 게 많은 요즘 시대의 커피 칸타타. 아이시스 8.0을 챙긴다는 건 건강한 생각까지 챙긴다는 것. 나를 움직이는 핑크 에너지 아이시스 8.0. 아이시스 8.0을 연다는 건 조금 이른 아침을 연다는 것. 나를 움직이는 핑크 에너지 아이시스 8.0.
디자인을 하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
힘들어도
어려워도 이렇게 멈추면 내가 아니지.
오늘이 모여
새로운 나를 만든다. 나의 레벨은 다르다. 어나더 레벨
핫식스.
이렇게 좋은 날엔 홈캠핑이지. 홈캠핑엔 고기, 고기엔 칠성사이다. 맛있는 자리에 빠질 수 없는 청량함. 완벽하네. 칠성사이다.
숙취 요즘 누가 저렇게 깨니? 맨날 똑같은 거, 맛없는 거 깨. 이제 탄산으로 깨. 숙취 해소의 새로운 기준. 가스강. 반도 역시 가스강이 대세.
디자인을 하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
양념 툭툭, 올리브유 또르르. 우와, 그리고 제로. 너무 좋다. 맛은 배로, 칼로리는 제로. 칠성사이다 제로.
야채 착착, 방토 톡톡, 아보카도 슥슥. 그리고 제로. 이렇게 맛있다고? 맛은 배로, 칼로리는 제로. 칠성사이다 제로.
울트라 기어로 부드럽게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터. 울트라 기어로 선명하게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터.
관리받다. 관리하지 않는 순간에도 관리받다. 14일 동안 정성껏 발효한 브루잉 콤부차로 관리받다. 브루잉 콤부차.
핫식스 타임! 저는 이 핫식스로 선수들에게 응원을 보내보도록 하겠습니다. 꽂혔다면 쏟아부어! 인생 직진 음료 핫식스!
새로운 친구가 나왔습니다. 핫식스 커피 럭키.
도저히 멋있네.
꽂혔다면 쏟아부어 인생 직진 음료 핫식스.
Round of 16, Group A. Track. Special. Zest. Team. 2021 GSL Season 3. Codex. Africa TV Free Cup Studio Live. 2021 GSL Season 3.
No more TVPs. We're going to a Protoss versus Protoss trap. I mean, you gotta say he's the favorite, but like Artosa said earlier, Zest can win in a best of 3. It is possible.
Yes.
I think it's not that likely, but it is possible.
It's definitely possible. I mean, Trap should be a bit stronger here, no doubt, but Zest is deadly. He knows how to make charge lots staceless. I checked. You see how many charge lots he made that last game? If he does that again, but against Protoss,
he's got this, dude.
Some genius on the ladder figured out that charge lots actually do beat Immortals. So
They do.
whole, PvP.
It's one of the only units Immortals don't just outright beat.
It's a battle of two players with just all the greatest tools at their disposal.
That's the best way to say that.
Yeah.
What you just did there. It truly is a battle of two players with, what do you say, great tools at their disposal?
Just fantastic tools
Yeah.
at their disposal. Who's to say who's better?
Well, we have a system in place for that, Artosis.
Excellent.
We're going to go to Romanticide for Game 1 in this best of 3, guys. Zest versus Trap, the winner. The first player to get to the round of 8, the GSL.
Codex. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Zest. Africa Freaks, Track.
PvP tasteless.
PP. What are you thinking, Artosis?
I'm just thinking I can't wait to see where they hide their buildings and if they're just going to expand or not. Watch those hallucinated phoenixes fly back and forth.
That's the best part of PvP. I have to, when I see the
My
hallucinated
favorite part
phoenix
is when
come
the hallucinated phoenixes, after they take their nexuses and the hallucinated phoenixes check and see that they all both have the same thing, and then the hallucinated phoenixes go away and they both make forges. That's the part where I'm like, yeah!
It's hard. It's hard for me to cast because I'm trying to not cheer.
I know.
You know,
it can be difficult.
So Zest here in the bottom right, Trap in the top left. There's so many different forks and PvP openings, and therefore there's a ton of different kind of interactions you can have with the different build orders and how they interact with each other. So we'll let the game pan out a little bit further along here, and then we'll have an idea of what the goals are going to be and what to watch for. But yeah, until that core is done, we don't really have much to remark on. Not quite as redundant as ZVZ is sometimes when they're both literally mirroring each other, where it's like, yep.
Well, here we have something a little bit different. We have 2 Adept versus 2 Stalker. Stalker's coming out of Trap. So Zest looking to quite likely be the slightly more aggressive one on the side of Harassment. See if he throws down Stargate or not. Looks like we have a battery going down there so that he can trap the probe. Here come the 2 Adepts.
Yeah, throws the pylon down there to buy time. Can't make the Nexus there until it's pushed away. He does kill the probe. This probe as well in the main is going to be shot down.
Yeah, only shows one of his Stalkers, which is really nice because you can't tell now if it's Stalker Sentry or Stalker Stalker.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, Artosis. The Nexuses are basically mirrored as far as starting times. But we do have Trap beginning to push out on the map.
Yeah, Trap's actually making a couple of Adepts as a follow-up here. Oh, even more Adepts. Yeah, this is kind of a cute move, right? Because if the Shades come up, like, you can block this and then kill them with your own Adepts, right? No, they get canceled right away. Stalker's coming back up. Zest with the Twilight. Oh, yeah. There it goes.
It's what I'm talking about. I knew it was coming.
Honestly, so I think the cheaper hallucination was a very good thing, but sometimes it's hilarious when you both have 3 Oracle or 3 sentries.
Yeah,
it's like, yes, we both know what each other are doing forever now. But there they go. We actually have Zest up 4 workers, which is kind of hilarious.
Yeah, that's actually pretty big in PvP this early on.
Yeah, there's a lot of Adepts coming in, so he might actually blast this down.
Yeah, let's see how this actually works.
Oh, the overcharge is slaying
perfectly
right now.
timed it there. Yeah, he completely shut that down.
Yeah, only loses 1. Like, I like the idea of the 4 Adepts to pick off sentries. Like, you can get some real value there, but in this situation...
Oh, wow, he's going to kill these 2 Adepts over here as well.
Dude, yeah,
that Shade's not even going to finish. Shuts that down. That's a lot to lose early on, man.
Remember when you were saying that Trap was just going to easy Zest?
I know, man. Oh! All right, kills another one.
Normally I want to be you, Tasteless, but not right now.
Not right now, no. It's hell over here, man. Let me tell you.
I bet. Oh, actually, at the end of all that, it's kind of funny. It's like they have almost exactly the same stuff, but 1 more sentry for Trap after that.
Yeah, Forge coming down now for Zest. We're going to be probably going into a pretty long game here. Forges on both sides.
Yeah, when you see the Forges,
it means they're going to be upgrading. They don't want to try to throw their army away or attack in too soon.
Trap coming out with a couple of Adepts in the Prism there. Kind of tracks those Adepts for a little bit. See if he gets anything done with this Prism. Yeah, I gotta follow that with that hallucinated Phoenix. He thinks he's under attack, he's not really.
Yeah, chasing that War Prism away. He's going to dump out the 2 Adepts over here. Shade to try to come in here and scout and see what's going on. A third base is not that far away here. We've talked about this map before, but it's true here too in PvP, is that the third base is pretty easy to get and then hold.
Yeah.
Which basically means that we do have a lot longer games on here.
You almost always get to a third base in this map in PvP. It's just... And then when you get to a third base, a 4th base isn't that far off.
Right.
On 3-base economy, you both can produce so much that a faulty attack is really bad. And it's hard to line that up like a good
There's
kill.
really like no incentive to attack early on this map, really at all.
Yeah, I mean, if you're attacking up a ramp and everything, unless you really caught him in the early game. Anyways, Robo on the way here for Zest. Zest is coming up with a good group of Stalkers. Does have that advantage, these Stalkers. Can he force a cancel here from Trap? Oh, gets the pylon, gets a probe, killed 2 pylons in fact. Brings up a couple sentries now. He could zone out the Immortal or maybe even trap it. Look at this, he's actually shading in a couple of Adepts here as well. I really like this move.
Right.
And he
this is pretty good.
forces the
Whoa,
cancel, man.
This is just all alone over here. Can he actually get that
my
one
God.
immortal? I think he can.
Dude,
big
Zest
kill.
slaying right now. Look
yeah,
at this.
Zest is murdering here. Oh my God, great play there. Now these two adepts are going to come in here and try to harass, but I mean, Zest is really in such a good spot. It's hard to see how Trap can really circumvent this position.
It's a bad spot for him. Like he still has some options. He's not dead right now, but this looks very, very good for Zest. Look at this. He's got stalkers here waiting, using that body block as best he can. But even losing a few probes, it doesn't matter that much. Like, yeah, you lose 4 probes. He's up 7 and a Nexus. Now, Trap is still producing Immortals. And Zest is starting his own Immortal production. What I really want to see out of Zest is a Gateway Explosion in charge.
Yeah.
And if he just, like, it gets, you know, a couple Archons, gets into mass charge with this kind of economic advantage, like, just take that 4th Nexus, he's going to be so good to go.
Yeah. Nexus coming out now. Over at that 4th, like you were saying, Artosis. The Observer's going to spot this, so you know, Trap has an idea of kind of where this game's at. He's going to be coming down here from the bottom.
Yeah.
And he can maybe hit this base that we're looking at right now, but I was saying that, but now the army's over here and he's basically ready, so I don't think Trap can really get anything done with this, but let's see what he tries.
You can't come up the hill with this, I think.
I don't think so, but let's see.
Yeah, he warps in some Zealots, so like maybe that's the play, is try to push him back. But honestly, with a battery, with a cannon,
I think Trap basically is trying to just make something happen here because, you know, he's already in such a bad spot. There is going to be a drop up here in the main, but it seems like even here, this is really bad. He's going to recall the Immortals, but like it's just getting so tough.
Yeah.
To see any kind of positive, you know, net outcome here for Trap.
It's a bad, bad place to be in. He is way down right now, and he's doing the correct thing, I would say, which is going into 2 Robo Disruptor. Like, this is when you're in really bad shape PvP like this, I think that's it. Like, the Disruptor is the ultimate comeback unit, right? You get a couple lucky Disruptor hits, and suddenly it's even again.
Yeah. Stalker's coming up, though. This is going to be a big moment here. I mean, Zest has got a pretty pronounced
It's twice
lead.
the army supply.
It's, yeah, and I do worry that actually, you know, we talk about third bases being safe, but when you have this much, it's kind of weird that he, all right. That was an odd little exchange there. I was going to say, you know, when you have this much, you might be able to just force a fight and take the game.
Yeah.
And that would be huge, by the way. That means Zest is up 1 game.
Hallucinates a bunch of Archons here to tank that additional damage.
Oh,
Joins
no.
up his army together.
Damn, look at this. This ocean of Protoss units coming up here. Blinks on top to kill the Immortals here.
No overcharge or anything.
Yeah, this game is done. He just smoked him, man. GG. Zest takes game 1. Trap, kind of a, you know, the big upset of the day so far.
Yeah, Zest really, really smashed him there. Solid opener, played well overall. Trap tried to get a little bit aggressive with that early Adept push. The overcharge was there. It was ready for Zest. And he just didn't really let go of the game. Like, his Blink upgrade worked out fantastically for him as well, let's not forget.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting, Trap's opening overall, right? Because he went, like, Adepts into Immortal and a Prism. And that's not really a popular opening, right? Like, Adept Oracle is pretty common. And just, I mean, Blink in general is such a good upgrade in the early game of PvP. So Zest just kind of played around him with, like, a more standard line.
Lightshade is game number 2. Or Trap probably gonna have a different approach. We had a build up into a macro game, but PvP a lot of times can be extremely action packed, extremely short. Anyways, guys, our game is loading up. It is so good to be back, Artosis. It's good to be back. I missed you guys. Let's go to game 2 with Zest and Trap now.
GSL Season 3, Codex. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Zest. Africa Freaks, Trap.
see if.
Okay. Let's see what these gamers are gonna do, huh? What do you say?
That's what we're here for. Let's see it.
Dude, it's so good to be out of my house after those 10 days of quarantine, man.
What did you do as soon as you were unquarantined? Because you were unquarantined like noon, right? Were you like at the door with your shoes on at 11:59?
I mean, I left right away. Yeah, I went. I got a haircut because I was beginning. You know, I get my beard trimmed just about every 2 weeks because otherwise it becomes very unseemly. But I had I was like about to be at the point before the quarantine happened where I would get that done. So I immediately went and got a haircut. Then I met up with a friend.
Yeah.
Started drinking alcohol in the afternoon. I've been so starved for socializing.
Yeah.
Went and had dinner with another friend. Came home.
Wow, what a day.
That was all I did was stay out of my house. I was going all over Seoul.
Yeah. Well.
Had to get it out of my system, Artosis.
No, I can believe that for sure. Sometimes, you know, people need to get out some. It's
well, it's funny.
It happens with my kids where it's like they just need to run. Like I need to bring them somewhere and let them just do their thing.
Yeah, well, it's funny because like most of my days I am in my house all day, but it's the fact that I can't like go down the street that is the weird part.
For me personally, I just feel less guilty about not leaving them. Like, oh, well, I can't.
So, you know, in this game, we have Zest with already taking a 1-0 lead. That would be huge. There is a realistic possibility that it's Zest and Trap that get out of this group. As good as Special and Keen are, Zest and Trap are, I'd say they have a few more accomplishments under their belt.
I honestly could see, you know, if Trap wins this series, I could see any two players getting out. If Zest wins this series, I think the two Protoss get out. If that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like for Keen, Special, and Zest, like really any one of them could get second place. Like Zest is playing pretty well, but I think that Special and Keen are playing well enough to beat him. That being said, I think Special is a little bit favored against Keen. I think his TVT is a bit better than Keen's.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we do have a proxy going down, a proxy robo here from Trap. We have the Stargate in the main base from Zest. Trap once again with the 4 adepts. And interesting, huh?
Yeah, Trap is going to come in here, pack it a punch. You know, when you have the Robo there, the Immortal can get there a little bit more quickly. I think this is going to go nicely against a player that goes Stargate first as well.
Wow. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
It's funny.
But yeah, okay, so he kills 2 adepts for 1. Stalkers are out. Does make the wall so they can't get in. That actually went really well for Trap. We don't have a battery down here, so...
That is true.
As this Immortal comes out, this might turn very poorly for Zest.
Okay.
Does have an Oracle going across the map.
That Immortal's coming out. Now, the problem with the Oracle is it doesn't really help in any kind of defense, but it could go over there and hit some probes.
Yeah, I don't know that he has a battery in that line. I think he does not. Oh, he does.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
okay.
for mine.
Oh, my goodness.
I guess he's going to be fine. I mean, you can burn through the energy and still get some kills at least. Okay.
Okay, that's another way to do it.
Yeah, some lost mining time and all that. And it looks like he's actually going for an attack. But there's a counterattack coming up from Trap that is way stronger. I think Trap is just going to walk up this ramp and, like,
I think he just kills him, yeah. So,
well, he's trying to kill him as well.
Yeah, they're both trying to kill each other.
This game is violent.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, that's big.
Yeah.
No more gateway units here. And now he's going to dive on the battery.
Really smart move there from Zest.
Really giving it to him.
Dude,
and there's nothing to protect these probes right now.
No, there's really nothing at all. And in fact, Trap is coming back. Now, hold on, because he didn't kill a Nexus, whereas Trap did kill a Nexus. So that's like a big difference in what's happened here. Like, this group of units is not going to kill a Nexus either because Trap is actually walking home with everything.
He's got a really good engage. He just one-shotted that.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to get the pylon again.
Oh, God.
And he's going to recall.
Oh, the Oracle going to die, too.
He mismanaged that. That's too bad. Oh, there's 2 more adepts in there. I think, yeah, they're there.
That's going to be a lot of probes.
He's just making Void Rays. What a game.
That's the way to do it. Void Rays are a great call here, I think. Dude, this has been wild. So Trap is down 8 workers, but he does have double Nexus. So he can produce workers really, really quickly. Voids... We normally don't see Voids like scale up in a macro game, right? Like early on, like let's say you have 3 Voids with whatever army pretty early, right? Like you Chrono Boost 3 Voids out and you kind of walk across with what you have. That's going to be very, very strong. But as the game continues, they become less and less effective.
Well, let's see how the exchange goes coming up here. Oh, I'm sorry. He's not even going to engage us. He's going to come down here and just take this out. This makes perfect sense.
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
Now, does Trap want to try to protect this or maybe try to counterattack? It looks like he's...
Yeah, I think he just sits at home. I think he just takes it because he has the double Nexus, right?
I think
but
so.
Even with the double Nexus, like his probe count is not going to quite catch up. They're going to be about even on probes after all this. Zest's army looking really kind of funny and wonky right now. I really like the Twilight coming up from Trap. Ooh. Okay. Okay, look at Zest here. He's getting a support bay. So he made it immortal. He has 3 Voids, which is generally, that's like the number. Now, Void Ray Disruptor is kind of a composition in PvP. It's not very popular, but like I mean, as far back as what 2016 or something, it was being used somewhat, right? Because it's like, well, the Void Rays do well, and then Disruptors, if they blink in, can kind of blow up anything.
Right.
I don't know that that's what he's going to go for. Like, do you continue to make the Voids? He is going Disruptor.
Yeah, this is going to be... I think this is a smart move, actually. I mean, they're both basically stuck powering, right? And especially Trap. Like, he definitely can't take a 3rd base. So he's going to have to build up. And once he gets the Warp Prism speed, yeah, I think he can basically... If he's not going to harass, he can just try to push into the front.
It's interesting that he's even... The Warp Prism speed is like...
It's far away.
It's such a wonky game, this one. It's so different.
Yeah.
Like, this is one that you can't really prepare for, right? This is a game where, like, if we suddenly added SOS to the map, I'm like, oh, he wins this game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know
because
what you
it's
mean.
so bizarre that it's, like, hard to...
I think
like, look at these unit comps. This doesn't even...
I might
is
be
this
wrong,
a Warcraft 3 army? What am I looking at?
I think he's going to just actually break the entrance in here. The Immortal
think
can't...
so?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
the Immortal can't dodge the Disruptor shot, or
yeah.
if he hits the sentries. I mean, whatever he does, there's nothing that actually stops.
Oh, well, he gets 1 probe instead of killing the army.
That's not what I thought he was going to do at all. That's so weird that he did that.
Yeah,
okay.
if you're actually right. If he had gone for the sentries, that would have been a huge, huge move. Yeah. You know what, Tasteless? You're the pro gamer.
That's right. That's why they made me talk, because all I do is win otherwise.
It would be too boring.
Yeah.
Maru trying to go over after the G5L trophy, which we would have called the Tasteless Award.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
The D trophy. Well, I guess he's just going to back off. And, I mean, you can go for a 3rd Nexus. I mean, there's no rule in the game that says you have to kill him on 2 bases. It seemed like he had a good setup to do it, but I don't know. I mean,
yeah, no, I think if he gets a juicy Disruptor hit, and sentries are not the best at dodging Disruptor hits. It's not like he had a lot of places to run to or split to there either. So I think he could have gotten a good one. Okay, worker count, we have Trap at the advantage. Supply count, we have Zest at the advantage. But what are the actual armies? Zest is base gun mass Blinkstalker with 3 Voids and a Disruptor in a Speed Prism. And Trap? He has Charge. It's so weird. It's such a weird looking game.
Colossus is coming now here for Zest.
I like that a lot.
I like that a lot.
When your opponent, if your opponent goes Phoenixes to counter your Disruptors, Colossus is actually a very good counter to that because the Phoenixes don't. It's like, yes, they can hit the Colossus.
They
but that's
do.
not,
Yeah, the Colossus is like an air unit. It can take damage there, but it doesn't. The thing is, the Colossus deals damage so much faster than the Phoenixes can actually.
Yeah,
kill it.
Phoenixes don't pick off a Colossus.
The
very
Colossus
quickly.
basically has served its purpose even after it's been killed. It's like, no, we got 4 volleys off. This is fine.
Yeah, the Phoenix is not as useful in that situation, so that's pretty consistent damage output, and it's only 1 disruptor. So like the fact that we have 4 Phoenixes out to deal with 1 disruptor, that's overkill. You know, it's like one of those games. You remember there was this time in Protoss vs. Terran where you'd make 1 Colossus, and they'd have like 8 Vikings. And you just laugh as 8 Vikings killed your Colossus in like 2 volleys and then landed and died.
Yeah, landed and all died in a second.
Yeah. They land into your Immortals because that's what you were actually building. You don't even have Thermal Lance. It's like a glorified Zealot.
It looks like Trap's going to try to push in over here. Now, I feel like Zest is safe, but let's see what happens. This is a pretty sizable army. He could come out here and kind of box him out of the opportunity to take a 4th base, but it seems like instead Trap's going to stay pretty mobile on the map.
These armies are just like, we're starting to get into armies that actually look like armies for PvP.
Yeah, yeah.
But like about a minute ago, have you ever seen those studies where it's like, yeah, like if you give a chess grandmaster, like you show them a chessboard with a position, they can like reproduce it. But if it's just random pieces,
if it doesn't make any sense,
if it doesn't make any sense, they can't reproduce it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you try to tell me to tell you what units were on the map a minute ago, I'm like, I have no idea, man.
That's so funny.
All right, looks like Zest attacking in here.
Oh, this is a very poor attack by Zest.
Ooh.
Oh, meanwhile, Trap just completely trashing that 3rd base.
Oh, that's painful. But hold on, he hasn't lost that many probes yet. He lost a couple batteries. Oh, the probe's starting to fall, though. 10 probes end up dying. He's not that far down as far as
Can he try
that
to counterattack, though, now? Oh, wow, look at this Trap. Never mind, he's going to be attacking.
Oh, I don't think he can attack right now.
I feel like that's counterintuitive, but let's see where he goes. Sometimes they move their armies out with no real intention of trying to commit to any kind of engagement.
No, this army doesn't look like an attacking army yet. I think right now Trap is doing the right thing. Like he did a counterattack. He's still making disruptors, which is really, really good here because disruptors actually counter Colossus very well.
Right.
And yeah, he's taking that 4th base. So I like Trap here now. This has been a weird and wonky game, and it felt like Zest might win it a couple times, but look at that Archon, how sad that Archon is right now.
Yeah.
He wants a Speed Prism to get him, but the Phoenixes will kill it then. You see that Speed Prism come over and then turn around, the Archon's like, no,
please.
I'm so good against
I
Phoenixes.
want to get out of quarantine. I tested negative.
I would actually drop him in the base if he tested positive, honestly.
Is he going to commit up here? He's going to be over where the probes are. The Zealots are going to come down over at that board.
He gets a disruptor hit. That kills like 3 disruptors there. Beautifully done by Zest. Very good engaged, very good force fields.
These Zealots continuing to hammer at this Nexus.
It's so funny. Those are slow Zealots too.
Yeah.
Run. Look at him try to
walk.
run. They're so slow.
Do your best, speed walk, Zealots. Wow, slow Zealots suck. But Zest is still basically out here trying to kind of stay on the edge and try to do damage wherever he can. Again, Zest does not have a 4th base. He needs to get this up eventually. Wow, a lot of Zealots warped in.
He needs that charge upgrade, man. Look at Trap, though. Trap has 25 Zealots right now.
It's pretty wild.
Okay, did his charge finish, or is he not getting it?
Whoa, just fires down on that disruptor there.
Thingamajig.
That thingamajig, that whirligig thing over there.
The whirligig.
Yeah. Suddenly I forgot what that unit's called. I don't know.
Oh, this is...
Oh, that was sick.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was one of the best disruptor shots ever.
He's going to run this army off the map. Oh, but he does kill that Nexus.
He does have the charge
But I mean,
upgrade.
all the key units were just destroyed up here.
Yeah.
Archons and everything else.
His tech is gone. And, like, we knew it was eventually going to die, but I think actually the saddest part of that was all the Stalkers going down basically for free.
Yeah, that one disruptor shot that hit like 6 Stalkers or something.
And now Zest has to do counterattack plays. There's nothing else left for him here. Flies right over some cannons, no problem.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. Going to drop on top of these disruptors, and I mean, this is a lot of damage he's doing here. They're both going to end up losing their third. This is becoming to be getting a little bit similar to what we saw. Oh my God!
Yeah, it doesn't quite get rid of that disruptor in time. Does get a nice volley off there. Picking off. Oh my God, he has mass DTs. He's picking off the robos.
And there's no detection.
Just some cannons here and there.
Oh, this is sick.
Where's this army going?
I don't know what he's doing.
Now he's going to kill clowns.
I saw the game with Keen.
Keen did this to me, and I do it to you.
He has to make a new robo.
Dude, yeah. Okay, so there's actually 8 DTs on the map. Oh my God.
My word.
Dude, he has 1 cannon is natural, right? That's it? Like, disruptors can still hit the DTs if they're not up here trying to hit these. Look at this.
Damn, this is insane, dude. Those are Archons for later, too.
This guy is like part SOS.
Oh, my God. Okay, nice angle over here for Trap.
SOS is his real dad, Tasteless. This is the craziest thing ever. Target the robos.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
We got him. You must be punished for what you did.
The DTs, though, have done so much. And here's the funny thing, Tasteless.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can see them now? Well, see this. They turn into Archons.
This is crazy.
Dude, this was...
One observer is just now started.
Trap's army, though, is so big.
With the number of observers and stuff that hits air, you can just snipe their one observer. You know what I mean?
He's making more, though. He's getting observer speed for microing.
I guess it's not as big of a deal since he morphed those Archons, but I mean, still, worth pointing out here.
Yeah. Well, now you've got him spending all of his gas and robo build time on observers! Still, though, Zest's actual army is not very strong comparatively.
Yeah.
He did some amazing moves there that were so sick, but...
Oh, I'm worried now because of this big Trap counterattack here.
You see Trap just kind of combing the map, trying to box him in.
Where are those? Oh my God! He's going to send these Archons over here.
Yeah.
What? What? What is he doing?
Well, I think he has to go for the attack. That might have been like an F2 moment or something. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I don't know what that was.
Okay, picking off observers. Maybe you were right. Maybe that's going to be the move.
He could just kill all these workers.
I mean, he's picking off a lot of stuff, but he's losing his third during this.
Nobody really has a healthy income here. The thing is, if disruptor shots are really good, then maybe Trap wins, but otherwise...
Archon's not very good in this situation, truly.
Wow. Ooh. Okay, I think Trap lives.
Yeah, well, it's 38 supply to 84 at this point.
Doesn't have anything. So that's going to bring us into game 3. Hell yeah.
Sick game.
GG.
Sick game.
Yeah,
Zest,
really cool PvP, honestly.
Yeah, Zest sniping of the robos with the mass DTs to kind of hold on was super cool, but Trap just kept enough army alive, got into a lot of disruptors. The big mistake from Zest was when he got his whole army killed in the top right. Even though Trap's army was higher quality, Zest had enough units to play around and do things. It's just he lost all of them.
Yeah.
And like that one disruptor shot that killed like 8 Blink Stalkers, you just can't have things like that happen. That's why that unit is so deadly and why it's used for comebacks. Because when you get a shot like that, it's like, well, unless you get a counter shot that's like that, you're basically done.
We're going to Blackburn, and I'll tell you what, man, both these guys just want to get out of this group and get it over with. You've got 2 great Terran players waiting in the losers match. You don't want to deal with that. Obviously, they're evenly matched. You know, we're going to the final game here. I think Zest, there was moments where maybe he could have done something to win that game, but these are very, very complicated technical games.
Yeah, very strange.
Anyways, our game's ready. Let's go to Blackburn.
Really tasty.
GSL Season 3.
It was coming. You just had to trust me.
Well, it'll eventually come, Taste. It's just like the sun will eventually die. Blackburn. This could actually be a very interesting map.
Yeah, well, it's shaped differently, right? So there's a lot of stuff you can do right away.
Yeah, and this is like one of the only maps that we still get Phoenix battles on.
Right. Very true. Yeah, so you have both players starting here at the bottom. I guess we're not going to do the player intros? Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I think that our observer thought he was going to catch something crazy. And
Well, ramped naturals, it's so common that it looks exactly like this, and then you both build pylons to block the natural nexus, and then you tech up, even though you were like pretending you were going to make a nexus.
Yeah.
It's kind of a funny to and fro. Oh, did you see that little probe slip out of there?
So sneaky.
He just got it out too. Trap, what are you doing?
Trap's going to dirtbag him.
I think he might.
So what does he make over here?
Well, this is so interesting to me.
I mean, it's so close to Zest.
Neither of them are actually blocking the nexuses.
Well, at this point in time, he probably wants him to make a nexus, right? You're like,
yeah. But if Trap or if Zest doesn't block Trap's nexus, then Trap doesn't make a nexus. That tells you that something is going on.
Yeah, if there's not a nexus, it can only mean that there's going to be something aggressive here.
Right.
Whether that's, proxied or in your base. So he's committed.
It has to be Void Ray, right?
I was about to say that. I was going to say, I think it would probably be a Void Ray push. You could basically just come down, put a battery again in the front. These Wallens that are designed to stop Adepts and other units from just coming inside of your base. You have important buildings like the Gateway and the Cybernetics core there, and a lot of times in these rushes, especially when you kill the core, they can't make anything that's useful for a little bit.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all it takes. I mean, there's other
for sure
things as well, but it's good enough that you can kind of just knock them out.
Okay, so there's all coming across. This is, what a funny looking game this one is.
Yeah.
All right, the Nexus starts for Zest, but he actually made a Stargate at approximately the same time as Trap. And look at this scout by Zest. He knows something's missing. Like, the money doesn't add up. They're both playing Protoss, so he can look at what he has and what Trap has.
Right.
And be like, okay, well, obviously, there is something else going on unless he has 700 minerals in his bank.
Yeah. He forgot to spend his money. That's great.
He forgot the Nexus.
I'm going to the round of 8 of GSL now.
Yeah.
And this would be like our games. The story of it didn't make. Okay, so the Void Ray's coming.
Dude, they're both making Voids, though.
Yeah, well, I do feel like the Void Ray can actually just stop the other Void Ray. Okay, here we go. Oh, but the extra Stalker shot's pretty handy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now, he's not going to be able to stop Warp Gate from coming in, but again, if you kill the core, they can't make Stalkers or Sentries or anything else.
Yeah, that is highly, highly annoying. He's going to have to restart the core, because he needs to be able to build, like, batteries and stuff. Like,
right.
Starts a Forge here as well, so we might end up seeing some cannons. Yeah. Pushes him off for now, which is good and important. Making a lot of batteries. And here's kind of the
Would you want to use the battery to heal the core, or is that just not worth it? Is
No.
it raw? You want to save the energy, I guess, for the unit? Kind of answer my own question there.
You can't lose the Voids.
Wow.
All right, now he has 2 Voids of his own over the batteries. And I think he'll add some cannons here.
The thing is, there's just 2 pylons here. Oh, he baits him out again.
Oh my
Hull
God,
damage on that one
tasteless.
Void Ray.
Yeah, okay, uses the overcharge. So important here. Don't forget, he does have overcharge. That is like a huge difference. Okay, a couple cannons are being made. He needs another pylon, though. This is actually the super dangerous thing going on. This should be Zest's game, I think. Like, with the additional Nexus, if you just make, like, 2 extra probes, your economy is so much better here, too.
Ooh, one Void Ray goes down, but he takes down the other one here.
God.
The damage is beginning to spike.
Yeah. Oh, he actually did kill one of the Void Rays here, so it's 1 Void against 1 Void. Now with the cannons out.
Yeah, the cannons change the math quite a bit.
They really do. They make it a lot harder for these Stalkers, which was the one big edge that Trap has.
He's going to unpower this battery. Is that another pylon being made over there?
Yeah. No, that's a cannon. Oh my God.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was a pylon.
Well, the cannon is useful, but
well, think it's now.
He's almost out of energy on everything too.
Yeah, the batteries are going to be paperweights in a second here. Oh, gets another one. That's big.
That is huge, and he had that overcharge there to really make sure he could get through.
I think Zest might just outlast him.
Yeah.
Again, this really comes down to whether or not Trap can end the game here. Zest is the one with the extra Nexus, therefore has the extra patches to mine from. Can you just send these Adepts over into the main? I guess that's too much of a travel distance to go all the way around.
Once he kills this gate. They get up like.
Oh, that's a good point.
They can get
That's
up
a very
then.
good point.
Yeah. Maybe you're supposed to make like a cannon in your line up in the main or something, but look at this, Tasis. Cannon, mass cannons and shield batteries and void rays against mass stalkers and batteries and voids, but you actually lost that void there as well. This, yeah, it really looks like Zest is going to end up winning this.
Yeah, I feel like Zest is basically now fighting back so well that there's just nothing.
Yeah, well, the play here has to be these two adapts.
Dude, check out the mini-map. Look where Trap's expanding.
Oh,
He's taking the gold base. That's
like
pretty cool.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's going to be too little too late, but
it's smart. It's smart. Well, you have to do something special here, I think. He's going to unpower. He is getting blink, so that's going to give him some options at least.
yeah, this is getting pretty brutal now. Can you push across the map with the void rays, I wonder? I mean, he has 5 now. That's like the point where I almost wonder if he could just get over the Nexus and then turn him on if a fight happens and just win.
Yeah. He could. If you don't have anything there, he could.
There's
power
one
down that
battery
Nexus
here,
and turns him on. Yeah, for sure.
I think he's got what, 2 gates that are powered right now. So it's like,
well, you could power down the battery and then the Nexus in like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
but with Blink coming around, like he needs it.
I guess this is a lot of stalkers.
He has enough stalkers, I think.
I don't know
Once
the math
Blink
exactly
is done,
with this many void rays versus stalkers, but
you need to power them down real fast because when they turn the void rays on, the void rays will win, but that doesn't last forever, so you just blink away.
He's looking for some kind of an opening. The stalkers are going to come back out here, try to meet these void rays somewhere. And the void ray, a very sluggish unit. He's going to spot that gold base. He's got some very good instinct right now. Okay, here we go.
All right, turns him on. Trap right now trying to fight. Like, he cannot be losing this gold base.
Yeah, just picking off whatever probes he can. There's 3 void rays remaining. And these probes basically can't get away, so he's going to kill a lot of them. I like the recall because he knows those stalkers are going to come up and catch him. He still has 5 void rays total. He has some more made over here.
It's his whole army.
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess
he doesn't have any ground units.
It's funny, until you pointed that out, I didn't fully appreciate that. Yeah, it's just 5 void rays.
It's the best type of army, Tasis. You don't have to worry about things like terrain or, you know.
This is pretty cool. He's going to wipe the gates out here. Stalkers come back. We can't really help out.
So Zest now making an Immortal. He is making an Oracle here as well, getting the Twilight. He does have +1 halfway done since he had that Forge. Why not?
Yeah.
Of course, he will get into more than just Void Rays.
2 more gates coming down.
I'm trying to figure out what Trap's move is here. Because the
good
defense
question.
is so good at Zest base.
Well, the thing is, once you get on the map, I mean, you can get behind those minerals at the gold base. There's really not a lot that you can, you know.
Well, he has to threaten, like, counters or something.
I think so, yeah.
But as these gates finish up for Zest, that becomes harder. All right, Oracle
Dude,
flying
look
way
at
around.
this. Another gold base. That's so smart.
Oh, my God. I feel like SOS is here tonight in spirit.
This is a crazy PvP. This is one of the best PvP best of 3s we've had in a while, man.
Yeah,
the games are really interesting.
You're right. This is a very nice one. Very nice one. Trap getting charged now. Zest is taking his 3rd. Trap needs another Nexus, I think, right?
I think so, yeah. All right, not bad. No Guardian Shield on this. All right, that works. Ooh. Nice, hiccuping the mining here for these probes. That's a lot of lost gold minerals. That's a lot.
That really is. That's so much income gone.
More gates are coming down here as Trap's going to thicken up his main army.
I could see him just trying to flood, right? Like he's getting charge, and
I think
since you have the gold base, you can make a lot of Zelons, like a serious amount.
Oh no, it's going to go off again. Oh, that's sick.
Oh, Trap just gritted his teeth.
Yeah, well, he knows, like, if that happens, if it keeps happening, like, Zest is going to get so much bigger with the money he's getting from this.
That was so cute. All the stalkers are waiting next to that pylon.
Yeah,
he's sniping. He's like, should I blink in? No. God, the amount of damage the Zest army does against Stalkers is immense.
Yeah, well, it's crazy to see how these Stalkers can't quite get away. And now there's 2 Immortals in the back already. No, 3. There's 1 under those Void Rays.
Yeah, that's a Stalker killing army.
Yeah.
3 Immortals, 3 Voids. 11 Stalkers against 17. God, Zest's army is so crazy right now. It kind of shows how strong Blink Stalkers truly are, that we're not just saying the game is over right now, because it's like, well, you know, there's so much maneuverability here, it's actually insane. Like, let's see what Trap can actually get done. Can he force him to go
Zest
back?
is going to close this out.
I think so.
Yeah. He's
Okay,
like, what
that's
if
the
I
recall.
destroy your natural?
No, that recall, like, I don't know how you're supposed to be able to do anything here. He just blinks up with almost as many Stalkers. And that's going to be that.
Yeah.
Zest going to win the group.
Hell yes.
That doesn't bode well for our Terran bros.
That's right. And Trap, of course, is not eliminated. He'll be waiting in the final best of 3. But
yeah,
I got to hand it to Zest, man. I mean, he played a better PvP series. That was one of the most interesting PvP series I think we've had in a while.
Yeah,
and,
that was a great PvP.
Kind of a frustrating moment for Trap there, too. He played very well, but Zest basically, you know, zigged and zagged and came out on top.
He played fantastically, and this is his last season of GSL before the military.
That's right. He's hungry.
Yeah, I mean, if he could win GSL this season, that's the record for Protoss.
Yeah.
Right there. So I'm rooting for him. That'd be an awesome way to see him off.
All right, let's go to that interview now. Andy, our announcer, take it away.
Zest of Dragon Phoenix Gaming defeats Trap and he moves on to round of 8. So this is his round of 8 after 2 seasons. Congratulations, Zest. Thank you. Today you get out of the group as the number 1, defeating Trap, the top seed. How do you feel?
오늘 좀 너무 정신없는 경기가 너무 많이
Well,
나와가지고
today, you know, the games were very hard for me.
머리 아파서
And, you know, it really pained me
그래도
to
1등으로
play.
올라가는 게 목표였거든요.
But my objective was to move out as the first place, so I'm really happy. The PvP against Trap was really entertaining to watch. So how was it, the PvP?
성호가 저보고 약간 그 상대하기 그 스타일이 약간 뻔하다고 했는데.
Well, before Trap mentioned that I'm an easy opponent for him to play against because of my playstyle.
전 괜찮다 생각했어요.
But you know, at the time, I thought that this was a doable game. And you showed great timing rush. And in the second game, Lightshade, it was a very fierce neck-and-neck game. But then the Dark Templar, which was gonna act as a variable, got fended off by Trap. So what was that about? Well, the second game, I definitely had the lead in the beginning. So I thought I was ahead. But then I made some mistakes with the observers. And I thought I would be able to clutch the game with the DTs, but that got fended off as well, unfortunately. And in the last game, it was the same strategy from you both going for the Void Rays. So, but you won that game. So what was that about? You know, I was supposed to lose that game, but I was ahead in supply. And Parting is actually exceptional at this play. And as I was defending, I thought that if I go for the Karen, I would lose. So I didn't go for the cannon. So that was the story about the PvP. Alright, let's talk about the PvT against Key now. The first game, you lost that game, but the later 2 games you won. When you were attacked by his medevac drop, it felt like you were very irritated. So if you look back in that game, what do you think? You know, I thought the medevac wouldn't come into my base because before the Warp Prism met with the medevac, but you know, that really caught me off guard. But then you showed phenomenal defense in the later games to win the match. And you used the Blink Stalkers so well, you blinked at the right timings to clutch the win. So what was the background behind the aggression today? Well, the opponent came in rushing with the Marines and the Hellions. And if I went for the other direction, I knew that the opponent would have enough army at his base to defend my army. And Zest, I'm guessing the players' provocations regarding your army didn't work today. Yeah, it seemed like it didn't really hurt my mentality.
잘 하고 왔나 그게 궁금해가지고 제가 물어봤다.
확실히 군대 생각도 하시면서 임하고 있는 이번 시즌.
So Zest, this is your last season before going to the army. So I guess you have a lot of thoughts. And you've always, in the past, you've always been in the group of deaths. But this time you're in the group A, so are you happy with the group?
A조 제가 2018년도에
In 2018,
그렇게 잘하지 못해가지고 A조를 자주 갔었는데.
I wasn't so good at the time, so I went into group A a lot. And at the time, my results were good. So when I went into Group A this time, I was really happy. And Juan Lopez, special, actually said whoever buys him gopchang beef tripe would be picked by him. So you were picked. So did you buy him gopchang?
9시 이후에는
No, I couldn't because right now the coronavirus level is level 4 right now, so I couldn't treat him to gopchang at a restaurant because it's closed after 9. Alright, let's go with the round of 8 now. The round of 8 opponent will be the second place of Group B. So in that group, there's Maru, Solar, Dream, and one more player.
성류만 아니면 된다는 생각으로 그래가지고 오늘.
So you know my mindset is as long as it's not Maru, I'm happy. And I'm sure Maru is gonna get out the group as the first place, so I'm pretty happy. So is it that you can beat any player except Maru? That's right. Well, we look forward to your plays in this season, Zest. So before you go, anything you want to say? Well, I tried really hard today, but I did make some mistakes. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Once again, congratulations on your advancement. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. All right, Zest moving on. That's a cool surprise here. I actually really welcome that. It is going to be very tough, though, for Trap to not advance, I think. I think the Terran players are in a tough spot.
Zest is easier to beat in the matchup than Trap is. Trap is just so bulletproof. So it is very tough, but I think that they both have potential. They both really prepared well for Terran versus Protoss.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially considering the group has 2 Protoss. You have to beat Protoss to get out. So we'll see how it goes.
We're going to go to a quick break, guys. We'll be right back. Bye-bye.
Somebody to hold. Our love is uncharted. We're living young hearted. Hold on tight. Are you ready for the night? We're just getting started. Living young hearted. Hold me close. Don't you ever let go. Our love is uncharted. We're living young hearted. Hold on tight. Are you ready for the night? We're just getting started. Living young hearted. Hold me close. Don't you ever let go. Our love is uncharted. We're living young hearted.
어려워도 이렇게 멈추면 내가 아니지. 오늘이 모여 새로운 나를 만든다. 나의 레벨은 다르다. 어나더 레벨 핫식스.
함께 모이면 홈파티. 홈파티엔 먹방. 먹방엔 칠성사이다. 맛있어. 맛있는 자리에 빠질 수 없는 청량함. 칠성사이다.
퇴근하고 뭐해? 퇴근하고? 오늘은 유셰프, 내일은 유런업, 주말은 유목수. 그걸 다? 본캐부터 부캐까지 하고 싶은 게 많은 요즘 시대의 커피. 칸타타 콘트라베이스.
이번 주 등산 어때? 등산 캠핑? 그래서 주말엔 낚시?
내가 낚인 거지.
그래도 나오니까 좋잖아.
일상에서 취미까지 나누고 싶은 게 많은 요즘 시대의 커피. 칸타타.
아이시스 8.0을 챙긴다는 건 건강한 생각까지 챙긴다는 것. 나를 움직이는 핑크 에너지. 아이시스 8.0. 아이시스 8.0을 연다는 건 조금 이른 아침을 연다는 것. 나를 움직이는 핑크 에너지. 아이시스 8.0.
디자인하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
Round of 16, Group A. Track. Special. Zest. Team. 2021 GSL Season 3. Codex. Africa TV Free Cup Studio Live. 2021 GSL Season 3.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time to eliminate the first player in the round of 16 here. It's going to be Special or Keen. The winner does move on to the final match, but it's against Trap, and Trap just does not seem to have a problem against Terrans no matter who he's against.
Yeah. But, you know, I think Special looked all right against him. I think Keen looked all right against Zest. We'll see who makes it up, though. I think overall for Terran versus Terran, I think Keen's TVT is pretty good.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have a problem with his Terran versus Terran, but I think Special is almost a specialist in the matchup. He's a really, really strong Terran versus Terran, especially if we get into mech games, which could happen. Romanticide to start, I mean, that's a very solid map for mech. I would not be surprised to see Special go mech here, and I think he can outplay Keen in that type of situation, although Keen is not bad at it, I think.
Right. Let's get this going, man. Special, a very strong TVTer, but Keen's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Again, man, going up against Trap next. Let's see who manages to step up to the plate against Trap.
Storm Gaming Special. Africa Freaks, King.
All right, I'm excited for this map in particular. Because you know it is a very solid map for mech overall. I think Special will go mech here with Keen. I've seen him go mech here, but I think it's a little bit more wide open, especially with the double gas. Keen with the double gas. All right, and we'll see how this goes down. So Keen actually has a pretty decent winning record over Special.
Yeah, this is it's gonna be fun. I do feel like Special might be like a little bit of a favorite here, even though those results would say otherwise. I feel like Special's been in really good shape TVT lately.
I would agree. I think he's just very good at the matchup in general. Especially if he, I think mech is his specialty in the matchup too. He's just particularly good at that, and as long as he does not panic with it. Because I have seen some Special mech TVTs where he has a big advantage and then he just like attacks with a bunch of tanks.
I've seen that as well.
You just, the thing is, that's like a universal thing for Terran players, where when they go mech, it's like there always comes this moment where like you win this big battle and you're like, I'm gonna go counterattack, and it's like you just attack with only tanks, and it's like, okay, listen, you need stuff with tanks always.
Yeah, tanks alone are actually terrible.
Yeah, I mean, you can put them into a decent defensive position, but like if you're attacking your opponents, like you're begging to lose the game. Just need those reinforcements. Well, the command center goes down here for Keen. Let's see. Yeah, Special throws his down as well, just seconds later. So very mirrored builds on both sides.
Yeah, it should be a fairly slow start here. There's not a whole lot you can do with just Reapers and each person getting a command center for now.
Starport coming up for Keen. We should be seeing that in just a second.
We're going to see if Artosis is right, that the mech is going to come here. We'll know soon enough.
Yeah, very likely we'll see some Ravens first, and then the true decision. But I think that's what we're going to end up seeing.
Yeah, this is going to size up to be a fairly conservative game to start things off. Nobody wants to do any kind of rushes or anything crazy. This should be a pretty good TVT. It is nice that we got to break away from the PVTs. I know it was possible for us to just have PVTs all day, but...
Well, that PvP series actually was quite a treat.
That was one of the best PvP series I've seen in a while.
Yeah, we've actually had a couple good ones this year, to be honest. Like, the classic Zest one was quite good and quite close, and we've had a few, but definitely a good one there. Now,
I've always been a little bit surprised by people's kind of lack of interest in mirror matchups. Not everybody, but there's a lot of people that just don't seem to want to have a mirror matchup. And I don't know if that's how big that actually is, or if it's just if you have a Terran and a Zerg or a Protoss and a Zerg or whatever, do you have the interest of both the Protosses and the Zergs? You know what I'm saying?
I think that's
instead of
a little
just
bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's aspects of mirror matchups that people don't like the aggression in ZVZ and PvP, and then the turtling in TVT.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like people find them a little bit less interesting.
I think the mirror matchups in StarCraft 2 are a little bit more engaging than the ones in StarCraft 1, to be honest.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was one of the big things from StarCraft 2 that really...
I think...
The one-dimensionality of like Zerg versus Zerg, for instance. Even though there's a lot to it, I know. It's a very hard bit. I mean, there's so many restrictions.
ZVZ is better in StarCraft 2, straight up.
For sure.
Straight up. And I think PvP,
I think it's
for the most part, is better, too.
And TVT definitely better in StarCraft 2.
Well, that, Tasis, is where you and I are not going to be friends anymore. But
all right, well, me and the rest of the world are on this page, Artosis. TVT and StarCraft 1 kill me. Nice turret thrown down here.
Yeah, not bad there. Actually put some serious damage onto that medevac, but good micro from Keen. And he's going to lose this. That block was sick.
That was insane, man. Oh, it died anyways.
Not even sure
I don't even know what
hit
killed
it.
It just like self-destructed.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, but okay, so he cleans it up.
That was so weird.
Yeah, no, I guess pretty close to even overall there on the trades. One thing to mention is that Special is squeezing out a third Raven. So he's definitely ahead in that Raven production. This is something actually while he was casting with me that he really went into great depth on in Terran vs. Terran. About how some of these builds where you get that quick medevac and whatnot, you're going to be a little bit slower in the Ravens. And any time that you can squeeze in the third Raven, that's going to be very, very nice. because the Raven is just such a strong unit in this matchup, right? With disables and all that. Auto turret harassment. Special jumps up with 3 Reapers now. Going to do a little bit of counter harassment. Which is, I mean, he's killing a few, and these don't scale particularly well. He gets a little bit of scouting done as well. And the amount of medevacs being made, this looks... well, first off, I think Keen is definitely not going mech here. That is a lot of Marines to be loading up. And he has,
Is this going to get
a
spotted by
big
that
army.
Marine down there? That's what I'm wondering.
If he sees 3 medevacs coming in, that is
pretty
a huge,
big, man.
huge find for Special.
Does the medevac have more vision range than the Marine? I actually don't know.
Oh, I'm not sure. I think
I'm
it's
just wondering
probably even.
I know. I think the medevac has slightly more.
It could be
wrong.
Could be.
I just wonder if you could like see a Marine and actually turn around immediately, or if you know. So he didn't spot this. He's going to scan the NAT here.
Okay, he flies over the turret into the main base.
Oh
so
my
that's,
God, these tanks are going to siege up.
He has 3 Ravens, though. He can disable the tanks.
That is
so,
true, but where's the... Oh, I'm sorry, the tank is just underneath this overlay here.
Yeah, he just needs to get right up here. Throws down some auto turrets, and this looks...
This is getting
This
wrecked.
is a pretty good cleanup.
Special, just completely closing this out, no problem.
Yeah,
wow, all right.
That was a super solid pull, and that shows the power of the Ravens, right?
And I'll tell you what, man, Special now with his 3rd base up, and
yeah,
Keen doesn't have a 3rd base up right now.
Yeah.
This is pretty nice.
And Special's going mech, and
Yeah.
Keen is not. I mean, that's, yeah, Keen does not really have a big standing army. He's adding his barracks now, but there's like more workers for Special as well. This game looks very good for Special right now, but it's obviously not over or anything like that. We actually have a lot of Vikings out for Keen. It'll be interesting to see if he stays on that Viking production.
Yeah.
And maybe tries to go into Sky Terran from here. Like, you have to go bio first, right? Like, but a lot of times what you do against mech, in my opinion, I think that this is a better way to play bio against mech, because if you play just pure bio against mech, it's up to the mech player to screw up, and you have to, not only do they have to screw up, you have to capitalize on it when they screw up.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's really hard to play the mech like perfectly and not screw up, but like, I think switching into Sky Terran, like getting that big map control, getting a bunch of bases, then adding a bunch of starports and having that Viking control, getting into Liberators if need be, battlecruisers if need be, whatever. In my opinion, that's the better way to play as the bio player here. So we'll see if he does that, because he has put a lot of money into Vikings thus far.
One Liberator coming across the map. We've got the 2 armories about to finish here for Special. Special has no real motivation to try to move out now. Mech, it takes a while to build up, but when you've got it, it's extremely powerful. Scanning just to kind of confirm where the army is at.
Yeah, it's a great scan as well, just seeing what the army is right now. Special's Liberator, not going to do very much. This one as well.
Yeah.
If only Liberators could land. Oh, look at that.
Can't believe that got away. So the 4th base is going to come up here, but Special's going to be able to match it here with the 4th base of his own. You know, the thing about being a good mech player is if you kind of, it sounds weird, but like don't do anything, you're in good shape as long as you're defended correctly. There's no need to rush out and try to do something. That really is a pressure that's put onto the bio player. Now, when you have the 4th base on this map, now you have one dilemma as the mech defending player, is that there's 2 spots you can be hit. There's also possibility of drops to the main, but let's just focus on that for now, because it looks like this is just going to be a push over here. Is he going to be ready? Is he going to be in position to try to deal with this drop? A scan, he's going to turn around.
Yeah, he has the double sensor tower as well, so it's really difficult for him to actually get in here, especially even has some floating stuff up to the north.
Certainly hard to be surprised here.
Yeah, yeah. This.
Well, hold on. I see one tank. Well, now I see a disabled tank.
Yeah, and he's not going to lose this base. Like, it's a decent position for Keen where he's taken, but Special does have more Vikings. So with that air control, he can just push his Liberators in and regain the area.
Nicely done here. And now these Vikings can come in here. Oh, he shoots down the Raven. Beautifully done.
Yeah, and getting rid of the Liberator, of course, is going to prolong that push slightly, but he decides to back up, and it's a great call to back up. Also, I love that barracks there to give extra sight, because you look at the little ring on the minimap and you're like, okay, this is how I can get in there at maximum speed when he spots me, but the barracks screws up your math on those drops.
Right.
Look at this, 91 SCVs for Special.
That's insane, man. Is he going to pick up more stuff over here? No, he's going to unload this.
TY in the military right now, his eyes just open wide. He's like, what's happening? Someone has so many SCPs.
I said something in the Force.
My student.
Okay, he's coming up.
Yeah, look at this. This is a strong move from Keen. I really like it. But the Siege Tanks come up. Let's see if Keen can actually trade well here.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
is he just going to chew his whole way through here?
He kind of did.
I guess
he kind of did.
Keen just wins the game.
Yeah, busts through. Special just not quite defended well enough there. So, I mean, that was some killer instinct from Keen.
Keen faked out attacking that fourth a couple times. There were just not enough tanks to defend the third base. It's funny. I mean, on paper, the mech player can survive that, but if you're not configured correctly, then that's what you get.
Yeah, you can see Special's not too happy about that.
Yeah.
He was in a pretty good spot. He was just a little bit low on the units that he needed there to hold on.
Right.
And the thing is, if you weather the storm and get to your critical mass, suddenly the bio player can't make moves like that at all anymore.
Right.
But Keen with the strong win. We're going to go into 2,000 atmospheres next.
We need to see a better game here from Special.
Yeah.
Keen really... You know, sometimes you have players, even though I feel like Special is a better TVTer, I do feel like Keen has all his Special's numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, Keen is pretty strong TVT as well, I think.
Yeah,
you know?
He is. Guys, we are ready for Game 2. Again, the loser is the first player knocked out of Codex.
GSL Season 3, Codex. Storm Gaming, Special. Africa Freaks, Keen.
Okay, back into Game 2 here. Not very often that you see a player on 4 bases meching, and the guy that's going bio-tank, the bio-tank player pushes in and kills him. It's actually not normally how TVT ends. It's kind of almost the opposite of,
you
know, if anything, the guy who's trying to crack open the mech player, a lot of times it backfires. There's always been, you know, in the entire history of all of StarCraft, right? I mean, StarCraft 1 came out in 1998, right? Or 99? Something like that?
98, I think.
Ever since vanilla StarCraft, even pre-Brood War, the siege tank has always been this thing that you have to be careful with how you interact with if you're dealing with a player that has a lot of them. Because, you know, first of all, it can fire further than it can see. And so if they're in a good spot where the tanks are sieged in the right position and they have vision, if you overstep or misstep, you just eat an insane amount of damage.
Yeah.
And that's never changed in the game. There's not like a situation where people are like, oh, we know how to stop that now. Not really. Not in any kind of easy fashion.
Yeah.
And, you know, especially now that we've had, I want to say 23 or 24 years of StarCraft, the people are very good at really capitalizing on that advantage. But I think that Keen did a pretty stellar job of basically faking out that 4th base like over and over and over and over. And then really, it's funny because like when you see the fight of the stim units come in and the tanks are firing and there's all this stuff trying to come in front to protect the tanks, it really does go, it's really an either or with the fight. You can't tell right when it starts, but if they get there and they just shoot down just enough of the tanks, and there's anything left over there for the bio player, then suddenly the damage spikes exponentially, and that's it. Or the other way around, all the tank shots connect, that most of the tanks are hit, but they're not killed, and then bam, the attacker player's army is gone.
Well, one of the big things, and you kind of mentioned this in what you were just saying, is the great range of the siege tank and the damage output. That first volley is the most important thing with siege tanks, basically.
Right.
So when you're in a position like Special is there, where you have the sensor towers up and Keen is faking out both sides, and you're moving back and forth, if he can get the first volley, then he is favored there. Right. Like if you have to run your siege tanks up and you're chasing him down and like then sieging and he's already there, that's very different than being siege and having him run in.
Yeah.
If he's running in and you're already sieged, you win the battle pretty easily.
It's kind
if you are sieging during the battle, it becomes way, way harder to deal with.
It's one of these things, you know, we're so used to it, it can be easy to kind of forget and not appreciate how well designed the siege tank was when the game, 23 years ago, when the game first came out, that they knew that siege mode was going to be powerful, so they gave it like this little animation, both for sieging and unsieging. And, you know, this window of time, because once it's set up, you know, especially if it's in a good spot, it's basically permanently very difficult to deal with. So to give it this moment where it's basically vulnerable is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's I guess the speed of that in general. Like, imagine if there was an upgrade to make that quicker. Oh my God, there was. It was called the tank vac.
Yeah, well, I remember having very weird feelings when I saw that trailer, where I saw a medevac just pick up a tank, and I'm like, uh-oh. Okay,
That was such a magical time.
StarCraft 2 might get a little bit weird.
Hold on here. We have a lot of Hellions coming in. Ooh, that was a good split by Special there at the last second. Gets here on top of the siege tank, and this is actually a fantastic move. Look at that. Comes up to repair, but then starting to pull out with those Hellions. That was a really interesting attack from
Really
Special.
shows
It's
you
very
how long
well
it takes
microed.
how long it takes for Hellions to kill a tank.
Yeah.
Tank is very not flammable.
That was cool, though. I liked that quite a bit.
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
4 kills.
Yeah, during that. Beautifully done by Special. Cool opening with the Hellions, the micro that he had there. He kind of forced that drop to come back to deal with his Hellions and then gets the auto turret down. Definitely Special added advantage after all that.
Can we be friends? Forget about this war. Now, you know, we're having the game continue to build up economically, not so much with any kind of real attack coming here. They're both getting a third command center.
Oh, look at that. He's waiting to kill it off with the Cyclone. They aren't really friends. He's tricking him. Another auto turret comes down here at the natural.
Uh-oh. This Raven can't get away. It's not fast enough. Beautifully done there. And I think he can just pick that up and head back out. Oh, he's even going to win that fight with a Cyclone. That's funny.
Well, there's a medevac there, right? So he can break the lock on. Kind of nice. All right, so well handled by Keen, I would say, overall, but Special definitely has that advantage.
Special is not meching in this game, by the way. He's going to go for bio, which he's perfectly capable of, you know, playing that out as well.
Yeah, he plays a solid bio game.
But it's going to be the same story here for Keen. He's going bio as well. Bio versus bio armies, again, another funny thing. And I think this was a pretty big improvement from StarCraft 1 when they got this in StarCraft 2, was like infantry are actually viable. And so you can, you know, depending on the angle, you can really win a fight pretty one-sidedly. You know, it's all about having the right arc, stimming in there. Can you get there before siege mode? And so, you know, you can have a game that looks completely even, and then in like 4 seconds, one guy completely wins and it ends.
Special getting out-microed a little bit by Keen in the center of the map. He still does have the higher SCV count. He has a decent army here. 3 Ravens over on Keen's side. Special with only 2. So that is just a slight disadvantage that he has. Keen coming around.
This is what we're talking about. Okay.
Oh, I thought he might have jumped actually on that. I think Keen could have.
Some of the other pros in this tournament probably would have actually.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Here we go.
Bjorn would have been all over that. All right. Here he goes. He's actually coming in. Throws down some disables. A couple auto turrets as well.
Keen is just going to win this fight.
Yeah, it seems like he's going to be able to pick off the Raven, which is nice. And he actually has the Viking advantage. So Special gets some value out of it overall, but he's pretty sparse on the units here. Yeah, has to land as these units are coming in. SCV's getting pulled forward. These Vikings actually being true heroes here.
Yeah, nicely done here. The SCVs have to pull away. Great auto.
That was a good hold.
Special. I'm actually kind of surprised Keen went in there. You were mentioning this earlier. I can't remember if it was this game or the game before, but like tanks alone aren't going to cut it. They never do. And there
tanks alone died at everything.
Yeah, it's actually kind of
like
funny.
literally SCVs even, because you know, well, I mean, if you keep them on siege and your micro and stuff, yeah, but there's always other stuff there too. So like siege, well, this is true of every long-ranged unit. Lurkers You don't want Lurkers to be alone. Broodlords, you don't want Broodlords to be alone.
Right.
Colossus, you don't want Colossus to be alone.
Yeah, they're not these
Disruptors, siege tanks, all the very, very long-range units need support with them. Except the old Tempest. Like when the Tempest first came out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you just make like 15 of those, just fly them around, you're fine. But other than that.
Yeah, that's why I was a little bit surprised Keen tried to push the issue. I think when he killed those tanks, he should have just unsieged them back up.
Yeah, you see like one tank there and you're like, ooh, let's do it. But it's like, well, he lands a couple Vikings, he gets the splash, SCVs
just the
pull
fact
out.
that there's SCVs there means you probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And so, bit of a trade there. Special is propelling himself ahead.
Yeah, Special looking strong. Looking strong. Has a slightly bigger army. Had that third up quicker. He is getting his fourth now. We do not see Keen starting a fourth command center as of yet. The double Raven play going to be very powerful. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Disables come down. Sieges up and forces the lift. Going to pick off both of the siege tanks while disabled. Trying to pick off some of these flying units as well. Does have to pull back. That was a great move, though, by Special. And you can see just, again, the power of those Ravens.
Okay. The orbital is going to go down here towards the bottom center. Keen is going to eventually not have much more opportunities to do anything here if this keeps up.
And Special doing another push here, right on top of the tanks in siege mode.
Yeah, this
and
is
I
gonna
think
work.
he does win it.
Yeah, I think he wins this game, actually.
Definitely looks that way. He's up 20 army supply at this
Yeah,
point.
he can just go to that third base now. Deny that. Ooh, hold on.
All right, SCV's coming, but there are Marines here. It's not just tanks. So he is going to be losing a
Dude,
hell of a lot of his
the micro is
economy.
so good here from Special, honestly. I know that Keen's going to win this fight in the long run, but on... Oh!
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Give me more of that. But yeah, he loses a lot of SCVs there.
Yeah.
So his economy definitely badly hurt.
I mean, this is 4 bases to barely 3 bases. So he's going to scan. I think that Special's going to go in here and try to finish him off.
Yeah, I think as long as Special applies pressure here.
Yeah, correctly.
Yeah, Keen has to kind of zone him out and keep his army over here. It's going to be hard for Keen to sneak out with any damage, but he needs to. He's actually making 2 Liberators right now. I believe that's going to be his plan, is to send the Liberators around 1 to each side and see if he can't hurt the economy a little bit, get Special to lay off him.
Yeah, right now Special's just clearing up a lot of these destructible rocks on the map. He basically wants to open this up so he can have a more of a beeline to attack through instead of trying to go through these valleys.
Well, Special taking his 5th base. That in and of itself, that's a funny thing about Terran vs. Terran, right? Like expanding his pressure. Your opponent definitely needs to look at that and say, oh god, the economy is really getting out of control here. The bank of Special, the supply of Special is going to get really, really high up here shortly. So what do? He did send out those Liberators, I believe. Special as well. Looks like those will get caught relatively quickly. Oh, that's a cute one.
Yeah, that's a good little position. Look at that. Very hard to get any kind of side angle there to hit that. Ooh,
yeah,
backs up.
Ooh, so
More
annoying
tanks
to
are
deal
coming.
with.
Is he going to tear down these rocks?
Keen going to do the same, though, with his Liberators. There's one. Oh, Special saves this one. Nice. Decent damage there. Finds him unsieged. Gonna pick one off before it even shoots. The other one, ooh, has to spend an extra 8 Marines because he misses 1 shot there. And that is gonna allow Keen to clean this up, I think.
Yeah, Keen's fighting back pretty well.
And look at that.
Special's got to be careful here because this is exactly how you start to lose, an entire game here.
Well, those 2 Liberators, Tasteless, got 16 SCVs, which is really significant.
This is so annoying,
funny.
this 1 hit point Liberator.
Oh my god.
Keen growing back out.
Yeah.
Now, Special may be caught off guard if he pushes down here and just, oh, hold on.
Oh, he's doing the crazy move. He is looking for a big drop right now. Yeah, just gonna unload here.
Yeah,
but
sort of a
Special's
makeshift-
close enough that that's not gonna work.
Yeah, this is going to be way too much here. Keen going to get completely destroyed in this position.
Keen's Liberator harassment and everything actually did a pretty good job and got special off his back for a moment. So it makes sense that he tried to make a really big move on the back of that because he's still a bit behind, but just did not work out.
But the game's not done yet. We'll have to see if he can actually survive any pressure from Special now. I mean, that was a pretty big fight that Special won, but it's basically his turn now to try to strike. And I think he's just going to go wherever Special's position is the weakest and try to hit that.
Special kind of roaming around here, 6 tanks with that Pio army. This 3-3 going to be finishing relatively soon as well. This looks very hopeless for Keen. It really looks like we're going to be going to game 4. This forces the lift. Incredibly painful for Keen.
Yeah, this is rough. Keen's been putting up a pretty good fight. I mean, he's been up against the ropes the entire time, but I think we're getting closer to, there not being that many more opportunities here. Special is just not stopping growing here. It's funny because we've talked a lot about Special meching, but I always feel like he's so good at bio play.
Yeah. Well, meching is like, it can be very, very fragile, I think. Oh, look at this. Keen actually taking a pretty good fight despite being down 2 upgrades, but has to turn around eventually. Corvid Reactor on the way for Special Tasteless. He's going Ravens Tasteless.
He's making Ravens Tasteless. Ooh. Okay, he's going to come in here and just shoot the tank down.
God, yeah, it's one tank, and he's got 3-3. Oh, well, with that much damage on your Marines, I don't know if that's the right move, but tries to power that down. No. Keen has enough Marines there. The funny 1 Liberator pushing tanks back. Keen right now down about 20 army supply. Down in SCVs as well.
Okay, can he actually slip in here again? He's going to go for it. Oh, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Special, big overextension.
Yeah, he's
I was almost confused when that happened because I thought this already looks like it's not going to work, but maybe I'm not understanding something here. By the way, big drop in the main. Actually, little drop in the main.
It's the opposite of what you said.
You're totally wrong, you bad caster.
But yeah, it's like it almost feels like Special's getting impatient trying to end it.
Yeah.
Because he is really far ahead. Oh, well,
big
that's
unload here.
Yeah, that's a big moment. And Keen's counter can't really do anything. Special has so many units at home as well. He clears all the tanks there. Look at this. The Marines get right in on top of everything. Oh, the armor shred as well. GG.
Hell yeah. Special wins game 2. We're going to go to game 3 now.
All right. That's what I want to see.
Very close match so far.
Seriously. Very close night. Was the third map Oxide or Lightshade? For some reason, my brain is not giving it to me.
I can't remember. Okay. We're going to find out in a second. Don't you worry your little head, Artosis. We're going to find out. Good to see Special able to bounce back there.
Lightshade, yeah.
Again, this is the last Code S of the year, guys. I mean, nobody wants to get eliminated.
No, certainly not. Special, yeah, it looks like he wants to go pee.
Or poo. You don't know. Don't pretend you know.
Or maybe just splash some water on his face, really. You know, just get up and stretch a little bit. That game 1, I think, was a very disappointing one. He played really well in game 2, brought it back.
He might just want to go into downward dog for a little bit.
Do a power pose, perhaps?
Do one of these.
Yeah.
That's a power pose.
Got to make yourself big if you want to beat Keen.
That's
so
right.
You got to scare him.
Before the cast, I'm usually really afraid that my analysis is going to be wrong, so I stand like this for 10 minutes. My power pose.
Does it help?
No. No, not at all. So, yeah, I mean, we'll give Special the break that he wanted. I don't think he should go mech.
You don't think he should go mech?
I said it.
Okay.
Am I wrong? I'm going to get back in my power pose.
I think just whatever he prepped for the map, I think is totally fine. I really think he can play either one. I mean, Romanticide is basically the best map for mech, in my opinion. So if he's losing there, maybe you're right. Maybe he just stays on the bio play and tries to win like that. Obviously, we saw that his engagements with the Ravens are really, really strong. He knows exactly, like, that's actually one of the things that really struck me when I was talking with him and casting with him, the TVTs, is the way he speaks about the Raven and, like, the power of it and, like, what he's trying to do. He has really clear plans and ideas about what he wants that early game to look like Raven-wise.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it alters the game so much between the Auditor and the Disables on Siege Tanks. It's, like, just such a powerful tool.
Problem is for both these guys, again, Trap is waiting around the corner. Trap is so good.
He's all right.
Light Shade, you were right. Light Shade, more like right shade. You're so good, Artosis. Yeah, man, I want both these guys to advance. I kind of want Special a little bit more.
Yeah, of course.
Guys, let's get this going.
King's not my friend, man. I want Special to advance.
Storm Gaming Special. Africa Freaks Keen.
All right. This is exciting, man. Game 3. And honestly, I think both these guys against Trap is going to be very interesting. We already saw Special once, but I almost want Special to try that BC build again on Romance side. He was really close to really shutting down the attacks. And
it almost really worked, you know?
Yeah. Sometimes stuff just snowballs out of control just barely. Like, it starts with a little bit. I feel like that game reminded me a lot of the older Lingbane Hydra games against Protoss, where, like, the first attack would pick off some High Templars.
Yeah.
And it looks like the Protoss held, but you're like, ooh, he needed to keep those alive, and it just kind of keeps going like that, and then eventually just slaughters, right? And that's what Trap did there. He just barely...
Critical moment.
Yeah. So I would like to see that, but, I mean, Trap played pretty darn well against Zest. Some stuff went wrong, but he said Keen said he knows how to play against Trap, so I guess we'll see. Anyways, someone's got to win, Tasteless.
That is one way to put it, man.
Dude, yeah.
These are wise words.
We've never not had the last match of the day. Because really, even if we skip that match, this would be the last match of the day, so it's like basically unstoppable.
It's kind of weird because, like, I was, when today started, I was super excited to cast Special playing. I've hung out with him a little bit more since, he's now been the only foreigner that can play in GSL with the pandemic. He's the only guy who's getting his visa renewed here to stay here. I do look forward to the days where we're gonna have more people outside of Korea competing.
Oh, for sure. I can't wait.
It was sort of the whole idea of the show. To begin with, was this was going to be the StarCraft tournament, and we were going to have people come all over the world to compete.
Well, before the pandemic, we were having some great seasons with a lot of people over here trying out for it, and
there was like a little community of elite gamers. Yeah,
that was so fun, and yeah, I mean, I can't wait.
It's going to eventually come back, but
yep, and we will be ready.
Oh,
I'll tell you, I want to see Rainer and Clem out here playing GSL. Get Scarlet back out
here.
We
got to kidnap them, man.
I think
the
we
GSL
we
Black Hawk helicopters down over in the middle of the night. Put a bag over their head, kidnap them, bring them back over here.
Korean Special Forces, send them in.
That's right, yeah.
It's like actually TY in the helicopter.
Yeah. They're screaming.
Zest drops down with a knife in his teeth and covered in body paint. He's like basically naked.
They're screaming, they're crying, and then we take the bag off their head, and they're in the studio, and they're like, oh.
They're like, I'm sorry for rushing you in that tournament, Zest. He's like, no, I'm in the military now. I'm just here to take you to Korea.
That's right. But, I worry for Special now because I don't think he can get out. That was kind of the big surprise is that Trap lost to Zest. Where, like, Zest is... I think somebody who can lose in a PvT.
He is, but he also has some factors of his play that are a little bit more dangerous than Trap.
Sure.
Trap is actually, Trap does a good job of randomizing his play, so I don't want to shoehorn him into Stats' spot.
Right.
Because he's almost in between the two, right? In between like a Zest and a Stats, but which actually I think makes him even stronger, honestly. As much as I love Stats. But yeah. We'll just see. I think it's not impossible.
Oh!
Look at this. Double Cyclone in the Medivac. So interesting from Keen. Special. Oh!
No, he's going to get that. That's, yeah.
Painful.
Wow.
Doesn't get much done, but at least he sees what's coming for him.
He's got 2 Cyclones out now, but I think Keen's just going to back off.
If he sees what you're doing with that, I think it's a lot harder to pull it off. All right, the double Reaper Harass comes up. Ooh, a couple of CDs already. He's going to get a third.
Not bad. Keen kind of running a clinic here. Even gets the scout off. Damn, dude. These is really... This is like a lot of different things at once that are going right here for Keen, man. He's really doing a great job. You know, it's not always that a game can end just on 2 bases, but sometimes it does happen. Special's 3rd CC is done. The 3rd CC for Keen just now starting, so Keen should also have the ability to take some fights in the middle of the map since his resources have been spent more on making attacking units.
Yeah, but I think this isn't too bad for Special. See, he's adding the Raxes, so you got your wish. No mech here. Keen pushing forward. Does have a nice little army. Like that scan. Sieging up. Very annoying position.
Yeah, this is one of these spots that can, to the untrained eye, can be confusing. Like, what is he trying to do here? He can get close to the ramp and basically stop circulation there.
Yeah.
And also all the add-ons. And this is just one of the things about like the way the game's designed. The add-ons always point out to the right. And taking out the add-ons can stop a lot of upgrades and, of course, prevent other units from being made here.
He didn't bring the Raven far enough back to break the lockdown there. That is so painful. Loses that one Raven. The other one almost dies, but he does end up saving it. And yeah, Keen has been extremely efficient here against Special. Special definitely at a deficit right now. It's mostly army, so I mean, it's not. He's not dead yet. Still has his chances. Repositioning with these tanks. These tanks are so low, Tasteless.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit scary here because if you don't stop this, if you don't put this fire out pretty quickly here, you're going to lose. Now, this is a lot of very brittle units.
Yeah, and look at that Raven sitting there. That is going to ruin any plan that Special has for breaking.
He needs to like land a mule or get an SCV over here or something to repair this.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, throws down some auto turrets here. Yeah, that's just helping so much with his siege tanks. Okay, does blow up the 2 very badly hurt ones. 11 SCVs have fallen. Special is down on 7 workers right now. Picks off the other tank. So, I mean,
I think
Special broke it. That part is over now, but
Right.
look at Keen's position. Up 10 workers and twice the army supply.
And he's got a 3rd base that he just landed. SCVs have just been transferred. Stim's going to finish before for Keen. It's going to finish first for Keen is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Later for Special. So Special is going to be basically unable to do a whole lot on the map. Oh, I like this too.
He's just being relentlessly annoying.
Relentlessly annoying. I like that.
Yeah.
And he's basically, with map control, able to, look around for any other fights. See, are you expanding? Are you doing anything? Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Vikings land.
It's kind of funny when auto turrets join the battle, try to figure out exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The Vikings all landing here for Special.
Vikings literally just not fast on the ground. Not fast in the air. Vikings somehow just not very fast.
They're just not fast at all.
Yeah, they have like rockets. They have flames coming out of their back, but somehow a Marine on drugs goes faster.
So, loses a Viking there. It's Special in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, well,
he doesn't have enough to hold on to this base.
His defense is so brittle right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that he's going to die, but if a couple bad engages and it's over, the CC will be lifted up.
With the stim, I think this is it, Tasteless.
Yeah, he's just going to
I think this is too much damage. Yeah.
GG. Keen is going to face off against Trap, the Protoss King himself.
All right. Special put up a good fight, I think, overall in this TBT series. I think he's gonna especially regret game 1. And that one moment where he tried to pull his Ravens back with a lock on, that little push that Keen did with the 2 siege tanks at the beginning. He locked onto a Raven, and Special pulled him to the left, and he just barely didn't get out of breaking the lockdown range and turned around. So he ended up losing a very high energy Raven. I think he got one auto turret off of it or something, and then it didn't kill the tanks, and things just kind of spiraled out of control there. I think if he had held that a little bit cleaner, maybe this game is still going on.
Short break, guys. We'll be right back.
Jump in the air like Superman. Jump in the air like Superman.
힘들어도
어려워도 이렇게 멈추면 내가 아니지.
오늘이 뭐야?
새로운 나를 만든다. 나의 레벨은 다르다. 어나더 레벨 핫식스.
이렇게 좋은 날엔 홈캠핑이지. 홈캠핑엔 고기, 고기엔 칠성사이다. 맛있는 자리에 빠질 수 없는 청량함.
완벽하네.
칠성사이다.
숙취 요즘 누가 저렇게 깨니? 맨날 똑같은 거, 맛없는 거 깨. 이제 탄산으로 깨. 숙취 해소의 새로운 기준. 가스강. 환도 역시 가스강이 대세.
디자인하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
양념 툭툭, 올리브유 또르르. 우와, 그리고 제로. 너무 좋다. 맛은 배로, 칼로리는 제로. 칠성사이다 제로.
야채 착착, 당토 톡톡, 아보카도 슥슥. 그리고 제로. 이렇게 맛있다고? 맛은 배로, 칼로리는 제로. 칠성사이다 제로.
울트라 기어로 부드럽게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터. 울트라 기어로 선명하게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터.
관리받다. 관리하지 않는 순간에도 관리받다. 14일 동안 정성껏 발효한 브루잉 콤부차로 관리받다. 브루잉 콤부차.
핫식스 타임! 저는 이 핫식스로 선수들에게 응원을 보내보도록 하겠습니다. 꽂혔다면 쏟아부어! 인생 직진 음료 핫식스!
새로운 친구가 나왔습니다. 한식 커피 럭키. 모델이 멋있네. 꽂혔다면 쏟아부어 인생 직진 음료 핫식.
Round of 16, Group A. Track. Special. Zest. King. 2021 GSL Season 3. Codex. Africa TV Free Cup Studio Live. 2021 GSL Season 3.
Time for the final best of three of Group A. Now, Zest has already survived into the round of 8. Good for him. Special, unfortunately, did die to Keen.
Yep.
Before our commercial break.
It's a tough one. It was pretty close, though.
But Trap he is the best Protoss.
Yeah.
And he is the guy that seems to be so ahead of the race and the whole matchup. And I don't see Keen winning this. We were talking about this, honeys make B, Trap eats Terrans. That's like what traps do.
Could you say that again?
Honeys? Oh, I did do that. Oh my god, I think I have brain damage. Bees make honey.
Okay.
Traps
Honeys make B trap eats Terran is what I heard from you. And
I think I suddenly had a brain lesion.
Oh no, I knew this day was coming.
I know. You can only cast so much StarCraft 2 before you snap.
Oh man. Okay. Romanticide map 1. I'm excited about this. What did Keen prepare? We're about to see. Game number 1.
Go.
GSL Season 3. Codex.
Honeys make B.
Honeys make B trap.
B trap. B trap Lightshade banana peel.
Africa Freaks. Track. Africa Freaks. King.
I'm excited. Like, Keen was saying that he's feeling like he knows how to beat Protoss. He did play a good series against Zest. Zest plays pretty differently from Trap, so let's see how it goes for it. Like, he had some really nice strategies lined up against Zest. Even in the games that he lost, it looked like he was giving himself ample opportunities. They didn't work, but he was setting things up where it's like, oh, if this goes like slightly well for Keen, then suddenly he's in the lead, you know?
Right.
So, and no matter how good you are, bad things can happen to you. Look at this, 4-0 though in Legacy of the Void.
Wow.
Well,
that's not a lot of games.
Trap
though.
hasn't done military. Keen has, and Legacy of the Void is so old now. It's been out for longer than half the lifespan of StarCraft 2. So it's
almost. Yeah, Legacy of Void is StarCraft 2. I mean, we had some like early parts of the game, but now that they built everything else in, this is basically the game we're talking about. I think King could do it, but the problem with Trap is he basically gets up to 3 bases. Terran never gets a 3rd base, and Trap somehow wins.
He keeps pressure on really well nowadays,
even with sometimes very few units.
Yeah, it's actually it's definitely something he's developed in, because for a long time he wasn't quite able to do it, but he's got way better killer instinct now, and the amount of pressure he actually keeps on people while expanding is really nice. Like he's extremely good at it. He's the best at it. I think he's the best at this matchup in the world. It's funny, I say something like that, I'm like, I just open my mouth and words come out. Like I don't plan anything ahead of time. And so I'm like, oh, I think he's the best this matchup in the world. And then like I immediately start fact-checking in my head. Right? You know what I mean?
I've done this.
Where I'm like, is that actually accurate? Do I actually think that? And then I go through and I'm like, yeah, I mean, SOS might be more dangerous in certain ways, but yeah, I'll stick with that for sure, yeah.
This is a pretty nice control here with this Reaper.
Yeah. You're going to get one shot off, but that's going to be it.
Yeah, it's going to get away. So, is there going to be some kind of tactics coming here from Keen? And if so, is it going to do anything? Special, we saw earlier, he basically came into this hoping to really trip up the Protoss a lot and then lean in hard with an all-in and close the game out. And still didn't work. Wait, Trap played Special, right? Earlier,
Trap played Special,
okay,
yes,
right.
yes,
I just want to make sure I didn't swap them in my head and replace them with Zest or something. So we've got Blink coming down here now. It looks like a pretty straightforward setup for the 3rd base. We've had this build around for a while. It's very safe.
You see this Viking being made? What do you think about that?
I'm curious. I guess it could be to try to chase away Warp Prisms or
possibly if
something
an
like
Oracle comes or something. The thing is, it's a Blink opening.
Yeah. So the Viking it's certainly not going to be a very useful unit.
Yeah.
Not the biggest deal in the world, but the stuff does add up.
Yeah, yeah. It can be used for harassment. They do 2-shot probes when they land, right? So like maybe this is a situation where it's like, okay, if an Oracle flies in, you're very happy to have it. If it's a Blink opener, maybe it's something that you just set up for light harassment by landing it during some special moment. I don't know. Just kind of interesting to see that Viking. Double
2
forge.
forges, son.
Wow, we haven't seen a style like this in a really long time.
This almost looks like it's from a different era.
Yeah, this looks
You're
like
oh,
it's
that's
from,
when you throw down 2 forges. I'm like, 2 forges at once?
I want to say it's been 4 to 5 years since this was the norm.
Yeah.
Like a really long time since this was the norm.
And even when it was the norm, I was always wondering if it was right. You know what I mean? Like, people are doing
in Wings of Liberty, it was right. When you had that many minerals in every base and, like, Colossus was that good, it was like, oh, yeah, it's the only way to play. Back when Creator was one of the best in the world.
So, basically, Trap's just going to play a very defensive game.
Yeah, yeah.
Attack and armor.
Yeah, 1-1 and charge on the way. Blink is already done. It looks good, but there might be a window in here for Keen to do something. I guess his +1 is pretty far out, so it would be like his best case would be just an upgradeless fight.
Yeah, he's just going to kind of do this light little contain here. It's a little bit easier to set up out here instead of trying to defend back at home with the 2 possible spots he could be hit. He's going to see this coming forward. Now he has blink, so he just basically blinks away.
That's so funny. He like walks up, sees them, turns around. Ah, here comes that Viking. So definitely we're going to see it land and try to do some harass.
There is a medevac outbound now. Oh, 2 of them, excuse me.
Oh,
he's gonna
catch
them. That's so cool.
Traps,
Trap.
Trap is the one that's trapped.
We're having fun. Okay, so he blinks that away, and then he can actually hit it from behind. Oh, no. It's going to go around. Oh, when he sees it. Yeah, so he knows he has to recall. Not even going to lose shields. Gets that back home. He's safe. He's set up. He's ready.
Dude, he's about to have 1-1 done.
Yeah.
That's crazy. No one has 1-1 this quick anymore.
Never happened.
These units are going to be abnormally strong. He's going to be hitting with +1. And actually, the norm right now is to just go for +1 attack as Protoss. Like, we don't see +1 armor generally. So that's going to be what's surprising.
There's a possibility he isn't going to check, too. You just attack in. You're not always, like, in the middle of a fight going to click on to see what their upgrades are.
Yeah,
and if you don't
possible.
know, then you might decide that you can take a fight, and it was actually a bad call because there's going to be enough armor that they can basically tank, and they win.
Looks like that medevac gets picked off. No damage done.
2-2's coming, Artie.
Yeah. Oh, he's down 1 upgrade. He's going to be down 2 as that finishes. So that is very, very painful for Keen.
Okay, a scan here.
A little counterattack here with some Zealots. Third base going to be annoyed quite a bit. Takes a reasonable
this is actually a really nice Zealot harass, man. He killed the SCV that's producing. There's still a Zealot back there. These Zealots are actually killing the Marauders. This is kind of funny.
To kill 2 Marauders after slowing that down is pretty awesome.
So that's going to delay the third even more. 2-2 is halfway done. R16.
Yeah. Task. Use.
This is crazy. He's going to be so strong. I think that when that 2-2's done, Protoss just goes over there and forces that third CC to lift.
Yeah, if he just makes a couple High Templars go with this, like, yeah, he already has some with his army. Now, Keen has a good amount of army supply. Like, he might be able to do something harassment-wise, I guess. Another little group of Zealots trying to come around to the third. It's so steady from Trap. He's leaving so few areas where he'll take any damage. I mean, this is good micro from Keen. He's whittling down the Zealot count a little bit, which is good.
Oh, man. Trap is everywhere. He's like winning every little fight we zoom in on. Another warp in over here. And again, he's just not going to make any headway. Again, Trap always 1 step ahead now at his 4th base. And these Psy Storms, if he gets good connections here, this is before this depot wall can come down. Oh!
Oh, man.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
And here come the Zealots.
Well, let's hope that those mines get some beautiful hits for Keen.
The mines are going to damage stuff, and then everything's going to die. Widow mines aren't going to do anything here either. There's a small attack coming. He's going to be able to get all the SCVs over here. He's actually now pushing up towards the ramp. This game's over.
Yeah, 4 Archons. Like, that is adding so much damage in here. Keen, his counterattack is doing quite a bit to the 4th. Maybe he can kill the 4th. That army is so difficult to deal with, though, and losing the Ghost Academy is no fun. Okay, he does end up killing that off, so kills 1 base of Trap.
GG. Trap does it again.
That was a bit overwhelming. Like, Trap just played very standard, didn't really attack, went double forge.
He was actually one of the most straightforward build orders we've seen in GSL in a while.
Yeah.
So I'll take my 3 bases and then watch this. And he just puts 2 forges down. It's like, now the trick is to not die.
Yeah, yeah. And he has 1-1 for that first push.
Yeah.
And then he has 2-2 and Storm.
Yeah.
And pushes up 4 Psy Storms, make Archons. Brutal. Brutal game.
We're going to go to Light Shade for game 2. Good luck, Keen, man. Trap right now is out of control.
Yeah, he's looking super strong. Well, this was Keen's map choice, so.
Yeah, well, hopefully Keen has something a little bit stronger in store. Again, Trap just comfortably navigates the game into mid-game and wins.
And I mean, it feels like he's going to be able to pull out one of these next 2 maps, but I hope that Keen has something special planned and can bring it to map 3.
Me too.
Really.
Yeah. I would welcome a map 3, honestly.
Even though we've had a lot of 2-1s, it almost feels like it's been a fast night. Maybe I'm just too happy that you're back.
You're too happy that I'm back, but I'm happy I'm back too, Artosis.
GSL Season 3, Codex. Africa Freaks, Trap. Africa Freaks, King.
So this SCV is headed out over here. It doesn't look like he's going right into the base, or he might be taking an alternative route. But let's see if he tries to hide something over here.
Yeah, it
could
might
be another.
Could be offensive eBay.
Yeah,
I
think that's what it is.
It's gained a little bit of popularity.
Yeah, well, it's a good way to just sort of dictate what Protoss is doing.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier to kind of have the next few steps lined up for what you want to do.
Absolutely. Like you see that, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, do we bring 4 probes? Do we make a Zealot? Do we go into, you know, like a tech before the Nexus?
Right.
Definitely highly annoying. Yeah, it looks like he's going to send down some additional probes. He's making the Zealot as well.
And, you know, from here, it's a little bit of a headache. I don't think... The thing about this, though, is the trap is, like, so good in these kind of instances. You know, it basically... It's like, oh, you thought you put me behind? Well, I can actually do this and this and this, and now I'm actually ahead. So, so let's see what that's going to be. Especially with trap, I'm always curious to see how the reaction's going to be for stuff like this. Because when you see it, you're probably going to see the exact right answer, you know?
Yeah, there was definitely a point in time where people were not eBay blocking a lot, and you could get it wrong, but I think trap at this point, it's become popular enough.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, if you're not ready for the eBay block, you're like, oh, I don't... Okay, hold on, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want to do now.
Still, I think it's a good move.
I agree.
I think it's always smart to try to slow down Protoss economy a little bit.
Well, right now in the matchup, it just seems like what Protoss wants to do is just expand and wait. I mean, it's almost like now a lot of Protosses are almost playing like Zerg sometimes. It almost is like StarCraft 1 a little bit, where like you kind of just look at what they're doing and then you react.
Well, I think they
try to stop it.
You have a strong early game, you have a strong mid game, but the late game you get so many sources of splash. Very few Terrans are able to deal with that.
True.
You know, I mean, Colossus, Disruptor, High Templar.
Well, that's the thing. That's kind of what I'm trying to say is like you just tech up.
Yeah.
You know they're going to try to stop you before you finish all your tech.
Yeah.
So just scout and look for what that is, and stop it.
It's definitely, we see almost 0 Terrans play for the super late game. A few of them can. Like,
we've seen TY do it before.
TY, yeah, absolutely. Maru can do it.
How long is TY going to be in the military for now? I can't remember how many months it's been since he joined.
I think he's got about a year left.
I think maybe a little bit more than a year. I'm not
maybe
sure.
Maybe a little bit more. But overall, the amount of time has gone down a lot, right? I'm not sure exactly where he's stationed to, because that changes how much time he has to serve.
I think it's where you're stationed, also what your job is. Some jobs require more time than others.
Yeah.
Like, I think you can actually work in, like, the train station out here, but that's, like, 2 years or something instead of...
Yeah, it's, like, longer than if you do the like, barracks or something, I think.
Yeah, it's like a government job, but it's not as military-ish.
Yeah. Well, I assume that TY is probably the highest-ranking general in the Korean military by now.
Yes.
So...
he answers directly to the president.
I would suggest that people wait until he returns to GSL to go to war with Korea. You do not want to go up against that brain.
All right, here we go. Big drop coming in. Pretty quick reactions here. All right, that went as well as it could have.
Oh, yeah, Trap dealt with that exceedingly well, but...
You know, it's tough for Protoss if they're not paying attention at that moment, because that if you don't react immediately there, you've probably lost the game.
Yeah. And he's got the Phoenixes, he's got the Oracle, so Looks like he's probably going to fly across the map and do some harass, which makes sense. I don't think we've like. I think these are all fine moves that we're seeing from Keen, but let's see how he deals with this now. Ooh. This was pretty solid. I liked this a lot, right? He just whittled down the Marine count significantly, and now he's just sending his random gateway units across the map. And it's like, okay, well, 2 Adepts, a Zealot, 4 Stalkers against 10 Marines.
Yeah, Marines with no barracks.
Yeah.
And the Adepts are going to come in here. I don't know, man. I think we might actually just see the Terran die. This happens every once in a while.
Ouch.
Story as old as StarCraft.
Yeah, and he picks up the mine as well. I think that's actually
Spider Walkers win the game.
Full gore spider aliens, Tasos.
While the airplane grabbers pick up the weaker units.
The airplane grabbers.
Yeah. Will this auto turret save you? No.
I don't think so. Yeah. Look at the amount of damage. It's insane.
Yeah, well, it's also not going to stop. He's on production now. Oh, the mine.
Yeah, the auto turrets did fantastically. We can give him that.
Yeah, but Spider Walkers come in higher numbers. Airplane grabbers waiting for their. There it is. Stim's done, but do you have Marines?
He does not. It was a bit painful. Sad to see Keen have to go out like that, but goes out in the same manner as Special. And Trap shows his domination over Terran in this group.
Trap eats Terrans. That's the nature of Trap.
Bee honey Terran Trap.
Bee honey. Honeys make bees. Yeah, man, that's the nature of traps. You can't be mad. You can't be mad the lion just goes and kills a zebra. I'm like, it's a lion. It eats zebras.
Yeah.
Trap eats Terrans.
It's unfortunate, but it is the case.
It is the circle of life, Simba. Gamer Simba.
Gamer Simba.
All right, let's go to that interview.
Trap defeats his Africa Freaks teammate Keen, and he moves on to round of 8. Congratulations, Trap. Thank you. This is your 9th consecutive round of 8, Trap. What an amazing record. So how do you feel today? You know, when I was placed in Group A, I thought this would have been easy advancement to the round of 8. But my performance today has not been satisfactory, so I'm a little disappointed. But in the end, I'm really happy to have moved on. As the top seed of Group A, you probably expected yourself to move on as the first place. But you did lose to Zest in the winners match, and you ended up playing the final match. You know, I didn't really think I'd move on as the first place because I'm the top seed. I mean, I admit Zest is a really powerful pro player, but today I did make some trivial mistakes which led to my loss. As a spectator point of view, Trap, you know, things were a little bit disappointing for you. Even the DTs, you were able to fend it up so well. The Blackburn loss was really fatal for you, Trap. The Void Ray battle, you ended up losing that one. So, you know, people are saying don't go for Stargate first. What do you think? I'm not like good as the other pro players who are really good at the all-ins. So, you know, I actually prepared that strategy, but Zest actually came here with knowing how to counter it, and it was playing so well. So, you know, I think I lacked in that aspect, and I was really disappointed in myself. Well, Trap, but you're still really you're a phenomenal player for sure. And the final match was an Africa Freaks team kill match against Keen. And 2 years ago, 2019 Season 3, you actually played against him in the round of 8, and he went to the army after that. Do you remember that? Yes, I do. So how does it feel to play against him again after 2 years? Exactly. Well, the match really went according to my plan, even from the beginning. And all the favorable situations for a Pro Loss player appeared in the matches today. Are you saying that Keen's gonna have to try harder? No, not really.
원래 심리 싸움이 중요한데
The mind game really matters a lot in the PvT,
그 부분에서 제가
and I was able to have the higher ground in that aspect.
스페셜 선수와의 테란전도 하나만 이야기를 해볼게요.
Alright, let's talk about the PvT against Special in Light Shade.
사신이 나오더니 막 화염차가 나오고
The Reapers came back behind your base. There were mines, there were Widow mines, there were Hellions, and he played a really unique style today. So what do you think about that?
이게 참 게임을 하면서 느낀 게 얘는 서로도 게임을 분리할 정도로 많은 걸 쏟아붓는다고 느꼈는데
As I was playing against him, you know, it felt like he threw away too many things to make himself in a disadvantageous position. And today I was not in a good good condition.
그거에 제가 맞장구를 쳐준 격이 돼서 그랬어요.
And you know, I wasn't able to cope with it too well.
테란을 뽑겠다는 약속을 어기고 프로토스 주성 선수를
And
데려왔잖아요.
Special actually promised you that he's gonna pick a Protoss player, pick a Terran player, but he ended up picking a Protoss player, backstabbing you.
조금 화나거나 하신 거
So were you
같아요?
kind of angry at Special after that?
그런 생각이 들었어요.
No, not really. You know, I just had the thought.
저는 어차피 걔가 트롤을 해도 올라갈 건데.
You know, even if Special trolls, I know that I'm gonna move on, but I'm not sure why Special always makes those backstabbing moves.
올라갈 생각을 해야 되는데 왜 자폭을 하려고 하지? 난 어차피
Yeah, it always questioned me. I'm gonna survive anyway, but why does Special opt for such dangerous strategies?
리뷰는 여기까지 해보고요.
That's what I was thinking.
비하인드 이야기까지 좀 얘기를 나눠보겠습니다.
Alright, let's talk about the season 2 behind story.
근황이 궁금했어요.
After the
어떻게
finals,
지내셨어요?
how did you spend the idle time? Well, I spent some time off the games.
그러면서
You know, had some
멘탈
breeze.
회복 다 하셨어요?
And I tried to kill my mentality.
멘탈이 이전에 졌을 때만큼 나가진 않더라고요. 왜냐면은 제 실력이 부족해서 스스로
You know,
좀 날려.
my mentality didn't really hurt because, you know, I lost because I lacked in skills.
유리하게 잘 끌어갔는데 제가 실수를 해서.
And the opponent back then was just so good. He played so well on the stage.
그래서 좀 빨리 털어낼 수 있었던 것 같아요.
So, you know, I was able to recover from that relatively quickly. Well, that's very good to hear. I'm curious. I have one question for you. What does Sue mean to you, Trap?
유승이요? 그냥
Sue?
저의 형님이죠.
He's just my brother, my bro.
저는 거기에서 2인자죠.
I'm the second
알겠습니다. 자,
of this
8강
relationship.
이야기
He's the
해보겠습니다.
first guy.
9연속 8강 진출인 2021 GSL 시즌 3.
And this is your 9th consecutive round of 8, Trap. And your opponent will be the first place of Group B. Who do you prefer in that group? There's Maru, Solar, SOS, and Dream in that group.
성주만 아니면 상관없어요.
As long as it's not Maru, I'm
아무래도
fine.
그 역수의 패배가 아직은 좀 남아 있죠.
So I'm guessing you're still having nightmares with the reverse sweep match. No, not really.
이제 제가 상대했을 때 가장 까다로운
But recently,
선수가
when I played in the ladder,
성주였어가지고
it was Maru who was the trickiest to play against. All the other players I was able to beat, but Maru I couldn't beat. So not against Maru.
조성주 선수를 꺼린다는 이런 공통적인
And all the
답변이
players who
나왔는데요.
advanced to round of 8
자,
today
조성주
are
선수의
not
GSL 우승
wanting
위원
to play against Maru.
해주고 계십니다. 마지막으로 한마디
So now the
들어볼게요.
viewers are still watching GSL at late night. What do you have to say about to them?
결승부터 가겠습니다.
I'll try to make it to the finals of the
결승부터
season.
가겠습니다. 다시 한번 진출 축하드리겠습니다.
Once again, congratulations, Trap. Thank you.
자, 이렇게 A조의 두 번째 8강
Thank you for the translation, Andy.
만나봤는데요.
Trap moves
오늘
on.
최종 정리 확인해 보시죠.
Yeah, as expected, he does move on, but yeah, I mean that makes it a little bit tough for him that he
Yeah.
just played the first place of Group B.
That is true.
Which I mean,
You know, it's actually easy to forget for a lot of the people that watch, but I'm glad you pointed it out. Is like you really do need to get out first.
well, it definitely makes it a lot easier when you look at a group like that with Maru in it. Like you
Right.
just mentioned that he beats everyone on ladder except Maru, which I mean that's the way of things, right? And you look at this group and Maru probably will get out first, but I could see, you know, I could see SOS coming out first place.
Is SOS going to come back in the form that he was? I hope
Dude,
so.
he played monstrously
Yeah,
in
he
Code
did.
A.
He did,
He
but again-
looks like he is in good shape in all the
the
matchups.
problem, though, man, is he's not getting that far in Code S.
Well, he's done with that. He's going to go ahead and win this one.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Solar and Dream, of course.
Actually, now that I think about it, I bet you he wins that group. There, I said it.
You're very brave. I like that. Actually, I would welcome that. But I think probably Maru gets out, and then I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe Any of the other three are fine.
No, they're all very, very strong players, and I do really like Dreams Terran versus Protoss. So that's going to be a treat to see him try to take on SOS. That's going to be a great match, guys. Make sure you tune in on Thursday for that.
And that's our schedule.
Watching GSL.
All right, we're back. How did that happen?
I don't know.
All right.
I pulled the plug, Tasus. Disconnected us. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching GSL tonight. Make sure you tune in on Thursday. Group B is going to be awesome. Tonight was really good, too. Only Traps PVTs were really one-sided. Everything else was very close.
It's good to be back. I missed you guys. It was weird watching from home.
Yeah?
It was
I don't
weird.
think I've ever watched GSL from home.
Yeah, because usually we miss it's some kind of an emergency. But yeah, I actually just sat there and watched the whole show. Good to be back. Anyways, bye-bye, guys. See you Thursday.